This is the Riot Squadcast, a supporter-driven show dedicated to LA Galaxy news, information, and opinions. Here's your hosts, Ed Rodriguez and Chris Zero Cool Tucker.
Welcome to the Riot Squadcast. My name is Ed Rodriguez, and we are here, here, live. We're doing it, baby. And that's my computer because I didn't turn mute off. Professional, baby.
I immediately went to mute my laptop. I was like, oh, shit.
We've only been doing this for, 4 or 5 years now, but oh well, right? Screw it. We are live. We do not have video. Something's going on with the camera, so we can't do live video. But we are doing this live on audio only, so we do have the faces for radio, so maybe that's a good thing. Maybe people don't have to stare at us for 2.5 hours. But anyways, I'm here with my best friend, my main man, your favorite podcaster, my favorite podcaster.
Not sure either of those are true.
Josh?
Definitely my favorite. Well, thanks.
Josh?
Definitely my favorite. You're definitely Ben. Second favorite. You
should be.
Josh?
I think that's generous. It's a little generous.
It is only a two.
I completely agree. That's.
It is only a 2-person list, so.
I feel like I should have both of those spots.
You know what? True.
I feel like I could make an argument that I should get both
I feel
of those
bad because
spots.
I think Andrew can be like, "What about me?"
I feel like I deserve all 3 of those spots.
Okay. All right, I get you. I'll give it to you.
I give Tucker 2, but I think I'd give Andrew 1.
If I keep working out, I can get down to 1 spot.
If you go to Ben's Twitter and see the note that was written, I don't know if Andrew's ever going to be your favorite.
Andrew, he's the one that sent the note.
What Twitter did you send that on?
That was out on DT Radio, Ben.
Can you explain your new Twitter account? I saw that.
Oh, that's not his.
Is that not you?
That is not me.
Someone made a Twitter account from our shit that we talked about last week.
Is there a fake Tucker account?
Yes. There's been a fake Zero Cool account for many, many, many years. Far too many years, in my opinion. But there's apparently. I honestly thought it was you. I followed this person back.
See, I feel like me and my 253 followers have finally made it.
Is this how it works?
I think we made it. Yeah,
because I got a fake account. Yeah,
as a show, we've made it that we've had a person make an account. Like, you ever seen when there's a cat that runs on a field during a game?
Here it is.
And that cat gets Twitter. I feel like that's what would happen with us.
It's
like the QAnon ban.
It's like the Barcelona Gate thing, It's like this QAnon ban is just there to kind of, take down our enemies type of thing.
So you can now follow the brand new Twitter account at QABin. QABin5. Sorry, at QABin5. Their bio says.
Please tell me there had to been 4 other bins then if they had to go with 5.
I own those 4.
Okay.
It's listed as Patriot, number 1. Patriot, Galaxy fan, podcaster, father, in that order. That's written in the bio.
I mean, that's pretty accurate.
I love it.
Yeah.
At QABin. This is what I want. This is what I want, listeners. I want QABin to get 1 more Twitter follower than Ben currently has. That's all I want.
So 254.
254. I want 250. If we can find 254 kind, beautiful souls to follow at QABin5, that would bring much joy and happiness to my life.
Anyways, what's going on, Ben? What's going on with you guys, man? What's been going on with life? Everything good?
I don't know. I don't even remember my life before trying to get at QABin5 240.
Let's
45?
Let's 240. Wait, you had 243, right?
I think I'm actually like
254.
254.
I don't know.
Okay,
Go
so
see how many.
255.
Go see how many Ben has.
And we just need 1 more than that.
Yeah, I want 1 more than that. I'm good, man. I ran.
I know. I was gonna say you went on your first run in a while.
I'm out in these streets. today.
We were talking back and forth, how running is just stupid. If it's not for safety,
running is running. Running is great exercise. It helps with your health, keeps you fit, helps get that endurance up. But having successfully ran, almost 5 miles today for the first time in years. I haven't ran in many, many years. I I can definitely tell you, having ran today, and it was beautiful. I ran by the coast in Long Beach, got to run up to the Queen Mary. It's gorgeous, beautiful day. Thanks to my wife for orchestrating it, making sure it all worked out. As great as that experience was, unless you're being chased by a dire wolf, there is no logical reason for any person to run that far or for that amount of time.
Yeah.
And I had a good time. And this is someone who enjoyed it. It still doesn't make any sense why any person who's not running from like a bear or a member of the royal family, if you're not running from either of those situations, there's no need to be running for anyone. At least anyone my size. That might be more the issue. Someone of my atomic number.
I know. So like Chris, I'm like 40 pounds away from like running again, because I've had a bad knee for I don't even know how long.
Me too.
20 years.
Yeah.
And so running is like feels like I'm running with like a peg leg. I just feel like I waddle when I run.
Hey George, thank you, sir. Just go ahead and write. Ed. What was that guy's? Oh, fucking.
Don't put me with the metal legs with that dude.
No, I want you.
The South African dude.
Oh, the Pastorius.
Oscar
Yeah.
Pistorius?
Yeah, the guy that killed his girlfriend.
That's why I feel like he was gonna go with that. I feel like that's where Chris was gonna go with that.
No, I was going for what was it? Was it Prefontaine? Steve Prefontaine? Like
Who the fuck is that?
He's like a famous runner. You remember
What do
this,
you mean?
right?
Who's Steve Prefontaine?
I don't know who that is.
There's like 2 movies made of him. It's like he was famous enough. He's a
1972
Yeah.
Summer Olympics, a long distance runner.
Yeah.
He was like he's a big in the world of like track racing.
Of athletics. He was like, he was the
I don't know
first
if it
big
comes
Nike
of
athlete.
a shock or surprise that I'm not like into running or
Well,
runners.
I wasn't going to give you any of the black runners, Ed. You haven't earned that.
Okay.
You're not fast in this scenario. You're not winning. In this scenario, you're getting a peg leg. Oh wait, isn't there a Canadian that had a fucked up leg that was a runner? That you guys give a shit about? I'll figure this out.
Oh my god, this is going so off the rails so fast already.
Tucker's a deep dive into amputee runners.
I'll figure this out. Give me a second. I'll figure this out.
Fucking the rabbit holes Tucker goes down.
It's dude. If you want, I wish there would be like a study done.
Terry Fox. You're a bad Canadian. You should have knew that guy's name.
Yes, I should have.
Terry Fox. They love Terry Fox up there. And he had a fucked up. Not a fucked up leg. He had what's it called? Hey man, look. I grew up in the '90s. What do you want? He had a what's it called? A prosthetic leg. What?
That's what
remember
he's like. He had a fucked up leg.
Well, in this scenario,
Did he have like one of those spring legs like Pastorius had, or does he have like
fucking straight out? I'm gonna get into this. He had like a straight out,
like a fake looking leg,
metallic. No, it's like fucking like RoboCop or like C-3PO in the prequels when he wasn't quite finished. You know, it has that kind of structure to it. Yeah, he's running. He looks like shit. So, oh my god. Jesus! Oh, he died in 1981. I'm gonna figure this out. Never mind. Don't worry about this. Oh, we're gonna do a Patreon show about fucking
That's gonna be a Patreon episode of
Terry Fox, the Pride of Canada.
What was it? LaFontaine?
Yeah, next week.
Steve Prefontaine, LaFontaine.
That's Pat LaFontaine. He's an American hockey player.
Boom.
Or no, I was thinking of.
That's why we're friends, man. Because you just roll with it, Ben.
I was thinking of the character from King of the Hill, the fat one. What's his name?
Dale. It's Dale Gribble, right?
No.
There's a fatter one? Bobby?
Yeah. I don't know. Anyways, who cares?
I feel like I've named 2 fairly fat people on that show, and it wasn't either person you were asking for.
Whatever. Who cares?
You sure King of the Hill's the right show?
I think it's the one. I think because he has come from Louisiana like royalty, and he's like they're like
oh yeah,
LaFontaine.
that's oh yeah, I'm thinking of somebody else, but I know who you're talking about.
You know what I'm talking about now? Okay. Who cares? Doesn't matter.
Fredo called you an ableist.
That's fair. I mean, it's not like I like him less. If anything, I like him more because he's a fucking cyborg. This shit's awesome.
I would love to see like a cyborg Olympics.
That shit's awesome. That's the thing. Like, I'm an asshole if I think they're less than me. I think he's better than me.
Oh, every single one of them.
Yes, they've got upgrades.
So does that make you a disableist?
No, because I'm cool with people who are disabled too. I like everybody. I want everybody to be. I think he's better than you because he's.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He's being upgraded.
Yeah. Exactly. So you're like a disableist. You believe that they're better.
If that's what the name is, then yeah,
Well,
I
look,
definitely
man,
think they're better. They go through more shit.
We're going through the future. People are going to start switching out body parts. Like, you're going to get, like, you can switch out your eyes for, like, 8K video cameras. Like, this is the way of the future.
When you do that tomorrow, I would do it immediately.
I wear glasses. Yes,
I
would put 8K video.
As someone who grew up in the 80s, I'm like...
start crying. Yes, I would change my eyes.
One single tear.
You're full of shit, man. That's all I'm saying. I grew up in the 80s. I was expecting flying cars by now. I'm pretty pissed.
What was it? What was it? Was it Blade Runner that, like, the future was 2020 or something? Yeah. Or 2025 or 2015? Whatever.
Yeah, it was the same. No, it was 2020. Yeah, 2020 or it was 2021.
In Back to the Future, it was like...
Back to the Future was 2015 or something like that, yeah. That's crazy.
The 80s was like, yeah, this is what's gonna be the future.
I totally remember. I mean, I don't know if one of you remember the Y2K bug. I mean, that was when that was like a freaky thing.
Everyone's like, the world's gonna end because the computer's gonna shut off.
Turn off your computers. You're gonna lose your bank account. You're gonna lose. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, the thing I remembered most about Y2K was the concept of being a 14-year-old boy, and you're telling me the internet's going away. What are you talking about? I just found the treasure trove. You're taking it from me? All because you guys set it up wrong? What are you talking about?
We just got over 56K. Like, please, like, it's not pixelated anymore. Please, just let us.
It's not pixelated. It comes through.
It doesn't take an hour for one picture to load. Please, why are you taking it from me now, God? Why?
Yeah. Moment I got high speed internet was a dangerous.
It was over.
Yeah, well, I mean, you put in the work, man.
Fucking, the skin's never been the same.
Chafed since 2001.
Chafed boys.
Why multiple?
Hey man, you got to find support groups, dude.
Yeah, some people do. Some people, that's their move.
Yeah, but if we spoke about Patreon a little bit, but I wanted to give a shout out to people who are patrons. We just recorded another Patreon right before doing the show. If you want to go check that out, you can go to patreon.com/RiotSquadcast. As little as $5 a month to listen to the extra episodes. We get extra content for you guys up there. So go check that out. We appreciate it. Once we get to 40 Patreon subscribers, we're actually going to do a giveaway. We're going to give away an authentic tech. What is it? Tech green? Is that what it's called? The community kit. Yeah. We're going to give an authentic extra large once we hit 40 subscribers. So if you want to get part of that giveaway, go sign up there, and there's also extra perks that we're going to give out to the higher levels.
Yeah, we already have the jersey, so it's not a, if you're double XL and want to grab it, we can order a separate size. Like it's done. If you're in Guessman's Discord for the Corner of the Galaxy Discord, there's a trading group. Maybe you can find someone who's got a size difference or something they want to change up. I imagine you can figure out that avenue. But yeah, I mean, that's an easy way.
Yeah.
Nice, easy way to get a lovely authentic, if that's your thing.
So go on patreon.com/RiotSquadcast. Go there. If you are listening to this on our podcast or on the other sites, youtube.com/RiotSquadcast is where we do our live shows. That's where the live chats goes. Go there. If you're in the chat right now, please give us a share. We'd appreciate that as well. Also, did I say subscribe? Go subscribe.
Mm-hmm.
Go to do that. All right.
We're doing a Galaxy specific Patreon next week.
Yes.
So if you like the deeper dives, we'll be doing that next week.
So let's get into the Galaxy news. Yeah, let's do it. We do have some Galaxy alumni news. I don't know if you saw this crazy story of Christian Wilhelmsen.
Oh yeah.
He was fishing. I guess he has like a place by his house that he can go fish. Caught a stingray, and then when he was like getting it out of the hook to like release it, the thing like pierced him in the arm. Like the dude almost got.
At least it was the arm, not like the crocodile. He didn't go all crocodile hunter and get it in the heart.
Yeah. I mean, the dude was. You go to if you follow him on Instagram, like he has a whole picture of him like in like his hands in like a bucket or something.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's crazy, man. Like I can't imagine getting stung by a stingray. Like if it's that big too.
Yeah, he got exactly what he deserved.
You're not a fan of fishing?
No, leave the thing the fuck alone. He made that situation happen to him.
Why are you victim blaming?
He was trying to help the thing. He was trying to let the thing go.
Why? Because he fucked up.
He was trying to catch something. He wasn't fishing for the stingray.
Sure.
I feel like Chris is definitely one of those people who's like, Oh, you got bit by a shark. You deserved it.
100%. What the fuck are you doing in the ocean?
Swimming.
Why?
Because it's leisurely activity.
We have evolved to the point where we have figured out a way for you to swim safely in your backyard. Why the fuck are you in the ocetion? You're asking for trouble.
Look at him, all his elitists. Like, oh, we got a pool in my backyard.
I don't have a pool. What are you talking about?
I don't know, man. It seems like some.
It did seem
some
rather
elitist liberal bullshit right now.
I'm elitist. Me?
You tell people, oh, just go build a pool in your backyard.
Didn't tell you that.
Like everyone could do that.
I didn't tell you to do that.
It kind of seemed like he insinuated that. Didn't
the only thing I've told you to do is to stay the fuck out of the ocean so that sharks don't eat the shit out of you. Because if they, or you know what? I'm not even telling you don't do that. Just don't complain to me about it.
Yeah.
That's really all it comes down to. Don't bitch to me that you put yourself in a situation to get eaten by a shark and then I'm supposed to have feelings about it. You know where there are no sharks? Kansas. I'm not saying go to Kansas because there's fucking crazy racist white people in Kansas.
There's also card sharks.
But that's why I don't go to Kansas.
Aha.
Is that where Card Sharks is filmed?
No.
Oh, I was like, what?
The show from the 70s? No, I don't think it's from there.
No, there's a game show, Card Sharks, on Game Show Network.
As a new version?
Or it was. I don't know. I mean, it used to be. I haven't watched Game Show Network.
Was it the one that was hosted by Alfonso Ribeiro?
Yeah. That was the only reason I would watch it, I imagine. I like that guy.
Card Sharks.
Slight deviation. I feel like Will Smith could have done more for him.
Like giving him some more roles, right?
He could have brought him along. Look at that. Adam Sandler, he takes care of his people. He brings his friends along. What the fuck? Will Smith can't put him, can't make him one of those.
Bad Boys?
Why couldn't he be? That would be the best
you
movie.
You want to know why? Because Alfonso, not a Scientologist.
Will
probably
Smith a Scientologist?
Yeah, oh yeah.
I didn't know that.
I think he's not like out there with it.
He's pretty out there with it.
Didn't he make like that movie with the son where it was like a Scientologist kind of inspired movie or something? Beyond, like,
probably. I don't know.
Beyond Earth or some shit like that.
Oh, with his son?
Yeah.
I really liked Will Smith until he decided I had to like his kid. Once he really got in. By the way, Alfonso Ribeiro is not on Card Sharks.
It's not Card Sharks?
Yeah, that doesn't matter.
I know he hosted like a Game Show Network show.
I honestly thought you were right with Card Sharks. Like I don't even want to look up what show he's on because it's going to be worse than Card Sharks, whatever it is. And I have to know because I have to know. Catch 21. It was actually a decent show, but Card Sharks way better. What were we talking about?
I don't remember. We were talking about sharks. Went to Kansas City. Then we talked about Card Sharks.
Don't go in the ocean because that's where sharks are.
Don't go in the ocean.
No sharks on land in Santa Monica.
So I'm sorry, Chippin. That was his nickname. Chippin. Ben, you would know, right? That was like your
Dude, I don't know, man.
Christian Wilhelmsen?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Listen to Chris. Just stay out of the water.
Stay out of the fucking ocean. Stay out of the ocean.
You don't get stabbed by.
He wasn't even in the ocean. I'm pretty sure he's probably on a boat, maybe on a dock.
I think he was just fishing on the
animals in the ocean alone. That's my core point, really. Is to fucking leave things alone that can fuck you up. That's it.
What if he was hungry, fishing for some dinner?
Fish for something easier. He
wasn't fishing for.
You catch an ocean demon, throw your fucking rod in the ocean, and say, you know what, man, I shouldn't have been out here. You're a professional soccer player. Order something. There's no one that can take care of this for you.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, if you got it good where you're living by the beach, like you probably don't have to like. You can go order like Red Lobster.
He brought part of this on himself, is what I'm saying.
And it's like an animal that has a sword on its ass, like.
It has evolved to fuck people up who catch it.
And poison.
The only way, only area I'll agree with you, Tuck, is that he should have been aware.
He should have been there.
He should have been aware where the stinger was.
Like put a foot on it or something.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
I know where the stinger is. It's on the creature that's in the ocean that I'm not going to fuck with. That way I never have to worry about.
But he was trying to be nice, to like take the hook out.
Yeah, he's trying to save this animal.
The nice thing would have been to not put a hook inside of it to begin with. That would have been nice. I'm glad the stingray got
How many people told Tucker that?
I'm glad he didn't die. It would have
been nice for you not to put your hook in me.
Hey, man,
Look, sometimes it hooks to the right, dude.
Hey,
I'm
man.
going to tell you.
Hooks right, down, up. Depends on what you're doing, baby.
It just happens.
I'm glad it didn't kill him. I'm glad he survived and can learn his lesson from this, and I hope he does. But the core point.
I didn't think we were going to get this much time out of a Christian Wilhelmsen story about stingrays.
We only got like 6 topics.
We're trying to educate I'm trying to keep everyone else from being hit by a stingray.
Okay, it's Tucker's PSA right now.
That's it. Stay the fuck out of places where you can get fucked up by doing stupid shit.
But shouldn't we revenge for Steve Irwin? Or avenge him?
But then as a species, like, let's make that the mission and let's fucking wipe out stingrays if that's what we're doing. Because it sounds like they're killing all of our best white people. It sounds like stingrays have a goddamn vendetta against all of our best Caucasians.
Oh, man. Well, they're the ones who do spend most of the time in the ocean.
I like Christian Wilhelmsen. He won me an MLS
Tubin
Cup.
and...
I like Steve Irwin. I learned a lot of shit about animals from him. But it looks like stingrays are going after all of our best people. If we don't protect him, if we don't protect them, who's next? Mark Hamill?
That's the best?
Mark Hamill is the best white person.
Okay.
Yeah, I believe that. 100%.
Huh.
Who's better?
Who better?
Who's better? You know what? We can even move on, and we'll come back to this at the end of the show and see if you can give me a better white person than Mark Hamill.
You know what? I probably honestly couldn't do that.
Mark Hamill's the best. When the whole Me Too thing happened, the only celebrity I genuinely gave a shit about was Mark Hamill. Because if somebody came out and said Mark Hamill sexually assaulted them or sexually harassed them, it would shake my concept of right and wrong. Because he's fucking Luke Skywalker. And I know Mark Hamill got into some shit, and I don't need to know about that. I don't look into that. Because I'm sure there's going to be some 70s and 80s stories of Mark Hamill wilding the fuck out. But to the best of my knowledge, it's all good. He wilded out consensually. He wilded out with permission. And you know, rules on the table. He did what he was supposed to fucking do. Seems like he was a cool guy. Mark Hamill's the best white man, dude. I'll stick by that.
You know what? I'll back you up on that. I agree.
I would love if anyone disagrees, and not necessarily disagrees, but if you have a better white man for me than Mark Hamill, please let me know.
Look, Mark, I know you're listening. You're our number one white guy. Congratulations.
Jean Beliveau.
Who the fuck is that?
Tucker knows.
He's an actor.
No, he's a hockey player.
Oh, Oh, I'm thinking of the fucking guy from The Professional. Nah, Mark Hamill's got him beat.
I don't know, man. Look
Mark
it up.
Hamill's Luke Skywalker.
Just go look up Jean Beliveau.
I feel like I've watched a documentary about this guy.
What did he do? He's like a charitable dude?
He's just like one of the greatest human beings ever.
Montreal Canadiens, fucking Ben.
What did he do?
Everything. He's a charitable guy.
Played hockey for 21 years,
Yeah.
scored 500 goals, second player to 1,000 points, 2 Hart trophies, 1 Art Ross trophy. He won the inaugural Conn Smythe. Wow.
This show is so off the rails. It
He
is
has
crazy.
Oh, well, he played for the fucking Canadiens. 17 Stanley Cup championships. Insane. 10 as a player, 7 as executive.
When's the last time the Canadian team won the Stanley Cup?
I think he just.
Ben, are you going to Google it or are you did?
I think he's cutting you off the show.
Wow.
All right, we got to refocus.
He got to use his Ed is a Jerk title thing. All right, refocusing. Back on topic. Other Galaxy alumni news. Tristan Bowen retires at the age of 30. He signed for the LA Galaxy on November the 12th of 2008 as the league's very first homegrown player. Retired in 2017, but came back in 2020 to play for the Oakland Roots. But I don't think he actually got a game with them. Played 2 years for the Galaxy, 18 games, and scored 2 goals. Has 2 supporter shields, one with us and one with Seattle, and a U.S. Open Cup with Seattle in 2014. Played for the U.S. Under-18s and U20s. Had a podcast. Chris just let me know that it is no longer a thing, so don't worry about that. That was just a fact that I thought would have been interesting.
Yeah, if you want to know what Tristan Bowen thought about things in 2017, check out, what was it called? A
Pro's Life.
A Pro's
He has
Life.
50 episodes. I mean, it's pretty good.
Sure.
I thought we would last like
2.
20, and we were like, yeah, it's
I had us pegged for like 4. I thought we'd get like 4.
I by the third one, we're like, dude, this is stupid. What are we doing?
Yeah. Well, my wife definitely thought that. She's like, why are you in the closet talking to Ed?
Hey, just talking about random
Talking
numbers
about Steven Gerrard.
Yeah. How dare they unretire Kobe Jones' jersey? But they didn't because they said they never retire jerseys.
What are you doing? What are you doing to me?
Just bringing up.
What are you doing to me right now?
Trying to fire you
why,
up,
why you got to go this way, man?
Just trying to fire you up.
We were just now getting back on track, Ed. Just now getting back on track.
It's all good. Yeah. So, good luck to Tristan. He's always going to go down as a good, history note in the LA Galaxy. Came and sat with us in with LARS and There's a picture of him like coming over.
Always seemed like a good guy.
Always seemed like a cool dude.
My main thing with him is he was my first man crush.
Yeah.
My first Galaxy man crush of me adopting a younger player and being like, oh, he's this sun and moon or stars, whatever the phrase is. But I remember him scoring his first goal in the friendly against Boca Juniors the same night of the loss finale, and everybody losing their mind because we weren't there for some silly reason. You could say unrealized, but my thing with Tristan, because I thought he was going to be a big deal when he first kind of broke into the first team. It seemed like he was going to be there to stay for a while. He was very talented, very quick, very fast feet. But he seemed like he got, and I don't know this. It's just, it's what you read and what you kind of looked at when he was on the field. He seemed like he got kind of big on himself and started getting a little more, perhaps overconfident on the ball, not just confident, not just feeling like he was playing to his abilities, but making calls and making decisions he probably shouldn't have made that a more experienced player wouldn't make. And he was doing that under Bruce Arena. Like Bruce Arena wasn't really going to tolerate a young player playing above their level or above their position in the team. And that seemed to cost him.
He was signed before Bruce Arena, right? Before Bruce actually got the job?
I think so, yeah. I would imagine. Well, I think the picture, if I remember, the picture of him signing is him and Alexi Lawless. And if that's the case, then it has to be pre-Bruce. Yeah, so he would have been a pre-Bruce guy. But from when he came in, he was our first homegrown player, if I recall.
Yeah, he was the first player in MLS history to be signed directly from the club's youth academy.
Yeah, he was seen as he was. If you're a relatively new Galaxy fan, he was Efrain Alvarez 10 years ago, 15 years ago.
Yeah, he was the original golden boy.
He was the original next big thing, and we're bringing him in through the academy.
The first of many that we thought would bring up, and then it just never happened.
Yeah, didn't Hewlett mention him? I think maybe once or twice, saying that they wish they could have signed him earlier, but there was no mechanisms to sign them at that time. I remember him bringing something like that up. But Ed,
I tend to try to block out anything that Ruud Hewlett did with this club.
I genuinely forget about him for long stretches of time.
Did you read out his stats?
I read out what he did for the Galaxy. So
All
he
right.
played for 2 years, 18
Tucker,
games,
did you
and
see
scored
that?
2 goals.
Yeah, 2 goals. Yeah.
Yeah.
Four goals in his entire career in 50 games.
Went off to play for Chivas USA, then Seattle.
Oh, I forgot about Chivas.
Yeah, that's what he went right after us, I believe. Yeah, and then I think he played for some USL sides. And then he went to Denmark or something. It's second division, and they got promoted, and that was kind of his last hurrah.
Amen. That's the way it goes.
To you, Tristan. Hopefully, in your next endeavors, hopefully you find what you're.
Wish you the best.
Wish you the best, sir. All right, moving on to Galaxy news. Man, this has been something that since the kits came out last week, there's been some controversy going on with the community kit. There's a bunch of issues going on with the jerseys and who gets the new honey badge and
who gets the honey.
Who gets the honey? And the MLS patch, if it's even gonna be on the jerseys. If you go, I think Team LA and Adidas, they're not gonna have the patches or the honey iron or whatever iron on. But MLS Store will have them if you buy them through MLS Store.
So
and I've even seen some people from Nicky's and some other random sports sites.
So Guessman's been tracking it.
Yeah.
Basically, it looks like the way it works. If you ordered it from the MLS Store, you should get the honey patch and the MLS logo, the MLS patch. If you order from the Team LA Store, you're not guaranteed to get. I might be wrong. I think if you order from the Team LA Store,
that one was
the first.
The honey. That one was the first 100 was
Well, the first 100 guaranteed got the honey patch if you use the honey code. But for now, I think you're going to get just the honey logo. But it seems like they're fixing that on the Galaxy side. At least the Team LA Store is going to fix that end to say you'll get the proper patch and the singular honey patch.
Yeah, and speaking of Josh from Corner of the Galaxy, he dropped some news that I didn't even know that.
Josh?
Team LA Store is not run by AEG.
Mm-hmm.
They contracted out Team LA, which seems so stupid to me.
Yeah, but it seems perfectly in line with something we would do.
Oh yeah.
I think that, you know what? I'll bet you that it has much more to do with the liability thing and splitting the liability, because Team LA store, same store that's in Staples.
Yeah. Well, they also I think
But
they
it's
said
not
that
like it's
the
not.
contractors
It's not like
are
it's owned by AEG. It's contracted out to. It's contracted out to a subsidiary
of Levy.
of Levy restaurants.
Yeah.
The people who
do the food and stuff. So that should
Yeah.
show you how much of a shit show that Team LA is going to be.
It explained so much.
Yes.
Immediately.
Yeah.
The moment I heard it, I go, oh.
Now it makes sense.
That's why you sold Chivas USA jerseys during Galaxy games. It made no fucking sense. That, I mean, if you're, any one of the supporters groups leaders from back in the day, the moment I heard that, that's why we hit our head against a wall for months and years to try to get simple things done, because it was ran by somebody who didn't give a fuck left, right, or center.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't give a shit. They had no vested interest in it. They're just trying to sell out merchandise. It's not you're the team store. We offered to come in and move the fucking jerseys, but they couldn't understand that, because it's the same people that fuck up your food, that have continuously fucked up your food for years. Zero shock, zero surprise.
Yeah. Once Josh said that it's a subsidiary of Levy, I was like, yep, that makes completely 100% sense.
The
of
variance.
why it's such a screw up.
The variants of all these jerseys have been fascinating. So it's nice to see. Looks like the Team LA store is they're offering a fix for $5 if you're missing patches, basically,
on your already overpriced jersey that they sold you. Because apparently Team LA store has to oversell it over like the MLS store, like overpriced it like by like $20 or 10, 15, $20 or whatever.
So apparently through MLS Soccer, the cost of your patches are built into the cost of the jersey. And this is from Corner of the Galaxy. For a Team LA store, the cost of the patchwork isn't built into the cost of your jersey. But also the people who do the patches and the logos is ran separate from Major League Soccer and Adidas. It's a third company. So you need to look at it more like there's Major League Soccer as an overarching company. You have Adidas, which is designing and making the jerseys. And then you have a third company that is processing the patches that then get put onto the jersey.
Mm-hmm.
So if all of those groups aren't talking to each other, or all those groups have a miscommunication of what's supposed to happen, then you get the situation we've had. To complete, it sounds like Team LA Store is going to offer a fix for $5. You can bring your jersey in and get whatever patches you're missing. They are aware that it's a shitty situation, and this is the fix that they can do, because the Team LA Store again doesn't build the cost of the
seemed at
patches in.
first they were like, you saw the picture, that's what we were selling.
So this is, I don't know that that's not still their
view on
sentiment.
it. Yeah.
Well, I didn't get into it with Josh. Josh and I were having a discussion about it, and Guessman has done an amazing job over at Corner of the Galaxy. He's done an amazing job tracking down this information.
Yeah, go find that thread. It has basically like the breakdown of all the jersey stuff that's going on.
I'm a firm believer. If you're looking, if you want comedic insight, we're a fantastic show.
Yeah.
But if you're looking for a breaking news,
we're not breaking news. We're not that.
Easiest way to put it. If you're looking for someone willing to track down information on how Major League Soccer and the Galaxy fucked up a jersey launch, Corner of the Galaxy, great
That's
location
your
for you.
Josh?
Josh tracked all this stuff down and basically found out that it's all separate, and that's why the billing's not working. I appreciate Josh Guessman putting in that work. I genuinely do. It's as a Galaxy fan, it is informative to me to have someone willing to track down that information.
Josh?
With that said, this ain't fucking Guessman's job, man.
Yeah.
Like, how is no one, don't play that shit again. How is no one at the Galaxy? How has no one at the Galaxy and no one at Major League Soccer come out with a statement as to, hey, we fucked up your jersey? Like, there are authentics with no patches, which is what I want. There's authentics with no patches. There's authentics with just the honey. There's authentics with just an MLS patch. There's authentics with 2 MLS patches. There's authentics with
I haven't seen
2
that
honey patches. There are replicas with honey patches. There are replicas with honey patches and MLS patches. The variants, which if you're a collector, have a great time because you got like 11 different jerseys to buy.
I'm like, damn, I already got 3 of them.
If you're the real completionist, just in authentics, you got a billion different jerseys to buy. I can't believe I can't believe no one from the Galaxy has made a comment publicly as to, hey, we're fixing it. Hey, we're working on it. Again, I appreciate what Josh is doing. It ain't your job, man.
Yeah,
it's surely somebody's job.
It should be someone in the Galaxy come out and be like, hey, you know what? There's just been a miscommunication somewhere down like the line with all these places.
We're working on
it. Yeah.
We don't have one yet. We're working on a fix. Very complicated. We sold out 3 different runs of this jersey so far. There's a lot in the field. We don't know how we're going to fix it yet, but we're going to fix it.
Does this go back to like them not knowing what they had in their hands? Like not realizing that this was going to be such a huge get?
No. Because it would take 10 minutes to craft a tweet.
I mean, if that, like it would, you know.
And I don't know how long it would have to flash lights and the stream would have to come across and be smoke and like a weird animal, like an owl would have to swoop down as a statement comes up. They would have to make a whole thing. I don't know why, but they would have to make a whole thing.
They got templates.
They got templates, baby. It would take no time to say, hey, we know it fucked up.
We're trying to fix it.
We're glad you like the jersey.
Yeah.
We're glad you bought so many of the jersey. We understand there's a problem. We're going to get it fixed. I don't know how someone from the organization hasn't come out and made that statement. And that has nothing to do with how many they sold. Like anyone can do that. It doesn't need to be Klein. Put a camera in front of Ralph Vargas. You put a camera in front of him for everything else involving jerseys. Let Joe Tatino do it. Let Kobe Jones do it. Anyone can do it. I just don't.
It doesn't even have to have a name attached to it. Just be like, hey.
But expand the issue.
Yeah.
If the Dodgers launched an authentic jersey, and they had authentic jerseys and they had replica jerseys, and Dodgers fans bought these jerseys, and there were a Kobe Bryant patch, and there was a World Series patch, and there's custom letters, whatever, numbers. 10,000 people buy the jersey. Some come with a World Series patch, some come with the Kobe Bryant patch, some come with 2 World Series patches, some come with 3 Kobe Bryant patches. If there is an independent Dodgers podcast, no one would go, oh, well, when does the independent Dodgers podcast come out so we can figure out when we're going to fix our jerseys? Again, I appreciate the work he does. It's not his job to go get that answer.
It shouldn't be.
It shouldn't be. Apparently it is. Because they seem to be rolling with it.
Yeah.
They seem to be all on board with using him isn't the phrase I want to use. But hey, we're not going to say anything because we don't.
Yeah, I think as he came out and said they're going to be like, yeah, it's good. We don't have to come out with their own.
Guessman got it.
Yeah, he got it.
Hey, Josh, all I'm saying, they should cut you a check, bro.
For real.
If you're going to keep doing work for them, they should cut you a check.
I think that's one thing like we all can agree on is they probably should cut Josh.
Just cut him a check.
Him and Galaxy History.
Just cut him a check.
Cut them checks.
Cut him a check.
Cut them checks.
Cut him a check.
All right. So moving on to the fans in the stands. I don't know if you saw, Chris.
Fans in the stands.
Fans in the stands.
I'm ready to dance.
So it came out a couple days ago that sports venues are going to be allowed to have fans in the stands. They're looking about April is when they're going to start this. So just in time for MLS season. Yeah, what do you think? I mean, there's obviously like the tiers, and that depends on how many people you can actually let in the stands. But as of right now, in April, LA County is going to be looking like they're in the red tier. So they're looking like 20%. 20% capacity of California counties in the red tier. So we're looking in April, you're about 20%. They can have fans as early as April, just in time for the MLS season. What do you think? I mean, this is numbers are going down. People are getting more vaccinated. Is it a right time for them to open it up and get people in there?
No, but that doesn't matter. It seems like that's definitely the thing we're going to do. Me personally, it's the way I'm built. I would rather say, hey, let's hang out for a while and let's completely round this. But that doesn't seem to be what we're going to do. We're just going to lower numbers a little bit and then
hope for the best.
Hope for the best and let them creep back up and try to ride it out. And hey, I might be wrong. I'm certain I'm wrong.
Because speaking of the Dodgers, they're the one kind of like leading this, like, I'm not saying crusade, but like to get fans back in the stands.
Well, baseball, man, it's a good old boy sport.
Hey, man, you gotta get that money.
Somebody's got to do it.
Gotta get money.
I don't know. I mean, again, I'm not going. I'm not going. I don't advocate anyone going. I understand that there are people very, very, very excited to go back. And if you have the vaccine, then I think that's what you should do.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, if that's not your move, look, easiest way to word it. You go back to the beginning of the show and listen to what I told you about sharks. If you don't understand my ideology and my worldview, go back to the beginning of the show and hear what I just had to tell you about sharks.
It's just not putting yourself in a situation that can put you in danger.
That's the way I look at the world. Some people don't look at it that way. Some people are very, very. I saw someone that I've seen this whole year out in them streets, just out partying and having a good old time. Got the vaccine. I was like, you motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, and I'm working on it, working on my anger, I'm working on my pettiness. But I looked at it and I was like, you motherfucker. I was so mad. Hey,
you know what? I as you know, I've been trying to take cues from you and you know, trying to work on mental health stuff and like
very important.
I don't think I can ever really truly get away from like my pettiness. Like I can never be like see an LAFC fan and be like, fuck that dude,
bro.
Like him, like I see somebody in LAFC jerseys or a sticker on a car, I'm like, fuck that person.
Dude, I have to actively not say fuck you to that person.
Ed, you've known me for a long time.
Uh-huh.
Think about some of the atrocious things I've said over the years you've known me.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think I can ever really, really bury that petty? You think I can really bury that darkness?
No, and look, man, that's just a sports fan thing.
I just work on it. Oh, it's not a sports thing for me, man. Again, go back to last week and hear how I talked about rival sports teams. That's genuinely how I look at the world. It's demented. I'm trying to get it fixed before Damien grows up and realizes what I'm like.
So going back to the fans in the stands stuff, if we're talking 20%, right? I mean, the stadium, if you do by their new sold out numbers, it's like 25,000 with change or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm. 25,174.
So if you're looking at 20%, I mean, it's about 5,000 fans in the stands. You're going to have a little more than 5,000 people in that stands.
5,035.
It's like an Open Cup game.
If you go by,
now you're talking.
If you go by what we've heard, the number of season ticket holders that the Galaxy have, that's more than that allotted amount of people that can be in that stands. So there's going to have to be some sort of.
I think Tucker hit it when he said, I mean, the people aren't going to, not everyone's going to want to come back.
And I agree, but I'm interested to see how the Galaxy handle, because I don't know. Look, I love my team, but the front office has not made the best decisions in the last couple of years.
There are some missteps,
and I don't know how they do this correctly.
You know they're not going to.
I have a feeling it's not going to go over well.
No, the only thing that you can be sure of is if you do want to go to the stadium this year, you're going to need season tickets.
Yeah, I mean, I would probably tell you that you're probably going to need season tickets if you want to have a chance.
Well, I think they released a post that said they're prioritizing season tickets.
Oh, did they really? Oh, yeah, because they did send out that post. Right? I can read the statement from the Galaxy.
Yeah, I thought I had seen one.
So when the news came out about them opening up the stadiums, there was a statement that was from the LA Galaxy president Chris Klein and Dignity Health Sports Park general manager Katie Pandolfo. And it reads, "We have continued to support the guidance of our health authorities and the governor's office as we plan to safely welcome fans back into Dignity Health Sports Park. Today's announcement by the California Department of Health is a welcome update that allows fans to return for events in our building. We look forward to sharing detailed plans outlining the process of safely hosting Galaxy fans at Dignity Health Sports Park. This plan includes giving LA Galaxy season ticket members the first priority to return to attending our matches in person. We will continue to work closely with local and state authorities to adhere to all safety guidelines, blah, 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 yeah, you know. But yeah, so if you want to...
Which is the right move.
Yeah.
Prioritizing season ticket holders. I mean, these are people, there are many people, and it was a big controversy and a big talking point last year, people who held on to their season tickets throughout what was clearly going to be a cancellation of in-person soccer for the year. The people who renewed for 2022, even though it was pretty clear early on, we were at least going to miss a solid chunk of the season, if not the entire year.
It was taking a gamble of if you just renewed or carried over
Mhm.
your tickets from last year, because I mean numbers weren't going better. No, numbers weren't better.
Mhm.
If anything, they were going higher. So going into the season, you're like, are we even going to be able to do fans in the stands? I mean, it was even 4 days ago where we were like, we don't know if there's going to be.
Well, you think about people who during the pandemic, during the end of the year when you got to buy Christmas presents, a lot of people haven't been working. Like the people who still put their money up to get season tickets,
Yeah.
because it's what they do. Like they're season ticket holders for the Galaxy. And I'm not back talking. Like I still don't think people should blindly be season ticket members. I think buying a season ticket is a mark of acceptance over the direction of the organization, and that's my personal opinion. What how you choose to roll is your business. We got more than a few people in LARS who just slide the credit card and keep the season tickets going. But for the people who decided to keep going and to put their money up another year, they should be prioritized.
This is that benefit of
this
that.
is the
gamble.
benefit.
Yeah.
Your seat is literally your benefit.
Yeah. This is the first time that that's actually
Klein
true.
is right.
Yeah.
Give him his plaudits when he gets them.
So I wonder how they're going to handle it. I wonder if it's going to, because if there's going to be more season ticket holders than there are seats available, they're going to have to do like a raffle style of choosing who can go in. And then how they're going to seat people is going to be interesting.
So their largest setting for attendance capacity for the stadium is an overcapacity sellout crowd with additional seats added. They had 300 seats. That's a total of 5,395 seats. For the red tier, that's the largest possible. So if the Galaxy basically make the moves they would make to fill in as many seats as possible, the cap, 5,395. It's the most there's going to be. I imagine if they email everyone and they say who wants to get on the list.
Yeah.
And everyone who emails back, if they get less than 5,395, because I assume they're going to take their biggest, the biggest sizing they can do. If they get more, then it goes into a raffle, and everybody equally goes into a raffle and see if you get to go to games. And if they get less, then people get to sign up, first come, first serve.
Because then there's the question of the selling, the market for selling these seats.
Well, they even say that tickets are going to be more expensive.
Yeah, I don't think it'll be first come, first serve. I think that they will prioritize the big dollar accounts. But if you're also, this is the other thing I was thinking of, if you're paying for seats, in 114, 116, some of the more prime seats, but hey, because of COVID, you're going to be stuck down in like 111 or something like that.
Or you're up in the rafters.
Yeah, because they're going to have to separate people.
Yeah, I mean, are they still going to charge you, $1,200 a seat?
I think regardless, you're going to be paying more than you were otherwise. You know what I mean? Like if you're paying $1,200 a seat regular, you're sitting on the field level. There are going to be people sitting on the field level. There are going to be a lot of people sitting on the field level.
Well, that's easy to separate.
Just go all the way around. Yeah.
Yeah.
And put some people up in the rafter. I mean, look, they're gonna figure it out in a way that's going to put the most people inside the stadium to generate the most revenue possible.
So I guess my next question then is: are you paying $300 for a LARS ticket if you're not going to sit in LARS?
Well, I'd assume if your ticket is paid for, like it paid up, like I don't know how they can upcharge you.
If you have a 2022 season ticket,
they'll just send you a bill for the difference.
You think they would do that?
It's the Galaxy. Of course they would do that.
Can they? I mean, you signed a contract.
Yeah. You paid for what
I don't know whether they can. I mean, and I definitely can't imagine they just send you a bill.
Because especially if they're like, it's just going to carry over into the next year.
They may send you a bill, and if you say, hey, you know what? Forget it. Give me my money back. They'll probably say, okay, never mind.
Dude, I'm very, and it's not a good thing, but I'm a very pessimistic person a lot of times, but I don't know.
It's the Galaxy.
No.
I think if any organization...
Oh my God!
If any organization is going to do it, it's the Galaxy.
I feel like that would backfire very, very hard.
Oh, you haven't been thinking about what's going to backfire? How do you think honestly, how do you think the supporters groups are going to handle a random lottery and then selling your tickets to the highest bidder? Realistically, how do you think that's going to be taken?
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's just it's
Like,
it's gonna be interesting to
what's
see
the
how
move?
they set it all up.
Well, like, what's the move? Do they go, if you're a season ticket holder in a supporters group, you're guaranteed to come in. You're a season ticket holder in a supporters group, right? So they get 700, 800, 900 people, whatever the number is. They're going to shave a fifth or a sixth off the top on people who have one of the cheaper tickets in the stadium. And if the answer to that question is no, what is the reaction of the season ticket holders in supporters groups?
I mean, I mean, like the GA probably has like the biggest amount of season tickets. I would think, paid. No, whatever.
I wouldn't think so.
No, I would think the cheaper seats would probably get to. Anyways, but I mean, it's still like, yeah. I mean, just look at LARS. I mean, it's I think it was like 300 and something people that are season ticket holders. Those sections are like 600, 700 people.
Yeah.
So if you do, 10% in each of those, in each section, you're gonna have 70 people in each section. That's gonna leave
It's
half
not going
your
to look
people.
pretty.
You're gonna have to expand to 139, 136.
Oh, yeah. Look, you guys aren't sitting together. Lars is this is why everyone shouldn't be back. You're pointing specifically why this is a bad idea. In my opinion, why this is a bad idea. Because I know I'm gonna get people, COVID, blah, blah. In my opinion, this is why it's a bad idea. Because you're being honest. You're doing what you should do in recording a podcast and whatnot. You're being honest. Your default is to try to figure out how you can get the most of your friends in one place.
Yeah.
How to do. I said it when this thing started. I don't want to go back until I can go back. This ain't going back. I get wanting to be there. I for every person willing to jump into the ocean and swim with the sharks, I don't commend you, but I'm impressed by your confidence in your ability to cruise through the world, because I don't have that. I'm not even jealous of it, because I know it's a bad idea. But yeah, I want to figure out how to make it work. I think about going back. I want to hug all my friends.
Yeah.
I want to.
That's what I made that point in the Discord. I'm like, because people were like, is it really a Galaxy game if you can't tailgate and hang out with your friends? And I go, is it really a Galaxy game if I can't go and like hug all you guys? Like,
Pablo hands me a bottle of Jameson at some point, and it's never new. Like, I know 60 people have swigged off this thing.
Yeah.
40 people, 30 people, whoever, have swigged off this thing. This isn't going back, man. It's not.
And at least it's not going to be normal, quote unquote, until like at least next year.
I don't know. You're paying $20 in parking before. They're getting ready to cut their parking totals by what, a fifth? Parking's probably going to go up.
Get on that Galaxy Express, man.
Yeah, sit on a bus with people. Geniuses.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm telling you, man, I can't go back until I can go back.
Yeah, I get you. To end this, on a scale of 1 to 10, how fucked up will this whole thing end up with the whole seat arrangements and all that stuff?
So
how badly will the Galaxy screw up?
10 the highest?
10's the highest.
10's the most screwed
Will
up?
they screw it up?
Yes.
The Galaxy?
Yes.
0, 1.
They're
human. They're human. I gotta give them an opportunity for error. But I think they'll be fine. I don't trust humans. I don't trust masses of people. Again, you can see it on Twitter now with Galaxy fans who, I get that you guys love each other, man, but it's the same fucking people. It's the same fucking people who keep retweeting GoFundMes for people's fucking parents and grandparents and aunts and uncles who passed away. We're the same fucking people who keep posting pictures and videos and Instagrams of them at their friend's house, glad, celebrating, fucking drinking with their hands around it. Just stop doing one of the two. Yeah, you know what? Do whatever you want. I'm just going to block you and move on with my life. That's what I should do. That's how I work on my own inner peace. But it's the same fucking assholes that keep posting these fucking GoFundMes and keep retweeting GoFundMes and keep saying like, hey, if you can donate, who 2 weeks later is in somebody's back fucking yard drinking Modelo's and partying and having a good time like it's fucking nothing with a mask under their chin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, come on, man. Stay the fuck out of the ocean. or stop fucking talking to me about getting your fucking hand bit, because I'm tired of seeing this shit. I'm fucking tired of all this shit, dude.
So Jesus Chavez on the chat is saying or asking, should proof of vaccine be required?
From the Galaxy? Sure. They're not. They're gonna put what's gonna happen is the Galaxy's gonna put terms and conditioning.
I'd be like, would you even have 5,000 people with the proof of vaccination who are willing to go to the Galaxy games? As of right now.
Probably not.
No, I wouldn't think so.
But what you're gonna get a change in the language on the back of your ticket to the terms and conditioning. Just like how you guys may not know this. If you've purchased a Galaxy ticket and you step foot into the stadium, they can record you.
There's a camera on you.
There's a camera on you
at
somewhere.
all times.
Like they can record you. It's in the terms and conditions on your ticket. They're going to change. This is what I think is going to happen. I don't know that this is going to happen. What I think is going to happen. They're going to change the terms and conditions on your ticket to say something to the effect of you should be vaccinated for COVID-19 if you're coming to the stadium. If you are not vaccinated for COVID-19, you come to the stadium, you catch COVID-19 at the stadium.
That's on you.
That's on you.
Yeah.
So, some version of that's on you, which should be a given. It should be a given, but they have to say it because we live in a particularly litigious country. But it should be a given that if there's a deadly virus that's going around that you can potentially catch by going out in public around other people. Hey, if you go around other people, you might catch it. In America, you got to spell it the fuck out for idiots. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if they should force proof of vaccine. I know people shouldn't go to that game or shouldn't go to the stadium if there's a chance they're going to catch COVID-19 and give it to somebody else. It's got a 1.5% mortality rate. Hey man, if those odds are good for you, then fucking roll the dice. I don't know. Just stop talking to me about it. Stop. I don't want to hear about your fucking people. You stupid fucks.
Benjamin, the question of how badly will the Galaxy mess this up?
Shit
From a
fucking
scale of 1 to
pisses
10.
me off.
It's gonna be a much shorter answer.
Yeah.
They're in a no-win situation. That's the honest truth. They're at least a 7 because somebody's gonna be pissed off. It's gonna be supporters groups. It's gonna be your regular people, your corporate seats, all those people. It's a no-win situation for them. Tucker's right. The best thing that could happen for the Galaxy is for the state to say you cannot open.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot have fans.
It's the easiest solution.
Yeah.
You just don't have to worry about it. You don't have to worry about people coming in. You don't have to worry about separating seats, and you don't have to worry about figuring out where the bougie people are going to sit if they sit. They can't fit everyone in the same seats.
Do you
or
think
LARS or ACB.
We touched on this last week. Is that MLS and the Galaxy? They're politically different than baseball and football. They're traditionally a more progressive.
Yeah, and they also don't have the pool that a lot of those sports do.
Well, yeah, but traditionally, I mean, they're much more progressive than those organizations. They will speak out about social issues, whereas you won't hear the Rams speak out about social issues. Really, you won't hear the NFL really give any statements. Same thing with Major League Baseball.
Not as a whole either. Like MLS kind of does it as like
you
as
will,
a whole.
Yeah,
kinda, yeah.
It's a single entity.
Yeah.
So I mean, yeah, but like NFL is a single entity, like, but they don't like come out as like one unit. Like, yeah, we're gonna start this social program or whatever the hell.
One player who apparently definitely is not better than anyone else in the NFL. That's what I hear. I hear he's not very good.
I hear he's not very good either.
I don't know. You guys do whatever you want with COVID. Fucking roll the dice.
Yeah, I don't. It's a no-win situation for them. I'll say that.
Do you think we still have 5,500 season tickets?
I would say
that's a good question.
Like, I wonder if it's even a problem because I imagine a lot of people canceled after last year, and a lot of people wouldn't have signed up this year.
I don't know if we have 5,500 season ticket members, but I think there's probably a total of 5,500 seats that are held by season ticket members. You know, there's probably people that hold like 4 seats.
Couple
one
seats.
guy
Yeah, Mark Villa holds a couple seats.
Yeah, like I used to hold 4. You know, so it's.
But then you got mad.
Yeah,
at
I
that.
think. Yeah, I think.
You got mad at that Geo shit and was like, "Fuck those seats."
Exactly. I was like,
"How dare you do cocaine without me?"
Allegedly. That was Ed, by the way.
Yeah, that was me. I'll own up to that one. All right, moving on to something more positive. Then the G's preseason roster and schedule has been released. I don't know if you guys saw. We are back to the Arizona preseason, not Desert Diamond Cup, but also it is a Sun Cup or something.
We agreed we're just going to call it the Desert Diamond Cup, right?
I mean, it's going to be called the Desert Diamond Cup. Or
It is the Desert Diamond Cup.
Desert Diamond Cup Junior or 2.0 or whatever we're going to call it. But yeah, so the Galaxy announced its preseason schedule and roster in advance of the 2021 Major League Soccer season. LA Galaxy will begin their LA Galaxy began voluntary preseason training at Dignity Health Sports Park on Monday, March the 1st. The club will train at Dignity Health Sports Park throughout the month of March before departing to Tucson, Arizona on April 2nd for 1 week of preseason action in Arizona. So there is a couple of games here at home. You have a closed-door scrimmage on Saturday, March 20th against San Diego Loyal. That doesn't seem like it'll be broadcast. Then you have a game on March 27th, it's Saturday, against New England Revolution, which will be on Spectrum Sportsnet. Then you have a game on Wednesday, the 31st of March. That'll be against, again, New England Revolution. That seems like it's going to be streamed on the Galaxy website. Then when they go to Tucson. That's when they'll play against Sporting KC on the 3rd of April. I think those broadcasts are still to be determined. So we'll see where that's going to be played out. Then you have April 7th on a Wednesday against Colorado Rapids. And then finally April 10th, Saturday, against Real Salt Lake. And that looks like it's going to be streamed on the Galaxy website. So the other two games that are in Tucson, we have no idea as of right now what they're going to be, if they're going to be streamed on the Galaxy website or if there is going to be some sort of like a television streaming or something. So keep an eye out on that. But yeah, interesting, man. You got the confirmation of Cuevas training with the first team, which is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
You saw the...
Warmed my heart.
Yes, very much so. You saw the MLS draft picks training, and then you got Josh Strack
and Preston Judd.
You got a confirmation number for Josh Strack? 30?
30. He's wearing 30, and looks like Preston Judd's wearing 31.
So that's cool. You got a lot of the guys who are on the G2 that are playing with the first team right now. You got Cuevas on there. Augustine Williams is up there with the first team. You have the draft picks, like we said. You have Josh Strack. You have your...
Bond's there.
I'm sorry?
Jonathan Bond.
Jonathan Bond is with the team. And then speaking of preseason scheduling and first teams, Jonathan Klinsmann seems to have picked up an injury with the Olympic team training.
Oh, yeah. Concussion, I think.
Suffered concussion at the U23 Olympic squad practice. What do you think that pretty much shores up the number one for Bond?
Yeah, I mean, in all honesty, I think Bond had the number one regardless. I don't think you're moving. It's similar to the Derek Williams situation. You typically don't move from Europe to America to be a backup.
Yeah.
They're usually brought. I mean, you can remember as far back as the three Brazilian players that came in on loan with Leonardo and Juninho and Alex Kazumba. Leonardo and Kazumba were starting in no time. Juninho was the one that kind of took a little while, but usually when you're relocating like that, even for a loan, these guys, there's an expectation.
You expect him to, of
starting.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
I assume that was kind of always his place.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I thought Bond was going to come in as a number one.
It's a shame for Jonathan. Like, that was probably his, I mean, if we're being honest, that was probably his best chance at showing he was capable of being a starter.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. I think regardless, he's kind of relegated to being the number two.
So yeah, he's going through the concussion protocol right now. So we'll see how long it takes for him to get back to that. Mm-hmm. So hopefully quick, hopefully speed recovery for Jonathan Klinsmann.
But we will actually now have a Galaxy player that Taylor Twellman likes.
Jeez, awful.
That's Old Man Ben 3, DC Radio Ben.
No. Go follow QA Ben 5 at QA.
Yeah,
Ben 5.
that's anything bad is going to go to that one now.
That's what you got to start doing. You got to just push that other account.
Push that other one. He's definitely gonna have more followers.
Anything that you say that's crazy and somebody wants to come in and be like, "Hey man, at QA Ben 5."
Just go there. I'm always there. Also, some preseason news: the confirmation that Didi Triary is no longer a Galaxy player. His contract was mutually terminated by the team. Mutually is so much not the case. The Galaxy's like, we're getting rid of you. We tried to loan you out. It wouldn't work.
It's not the worst thing in the world.
And we're getting rid of you.
It's really not.
He was the first player to sign through the G2 tryouts in 2018, signed with the first team in 2019, played 18 games for G2, scoring 1 goal, played 10 games for the first team. You have that international spot, and you're like a third string, it's a lot easier to be like, yeah, we're gonna get rid of you, buddy. Sorry.
Well, look, and we spoke on it last week. The Galaxy, typically when it comes to numbers, I'm someone who tends to really enjoy jersey numbers. The Galaxy blatantly posted that number 19 towel. Like it almost seemed as if somebody went up and placed it for Jorge Villafaña's picture. I mean, it was a writing on the wall kind of situation.
Because they're very if you're like us and like the numbers people, like we want to see jersey numbers. Preseason, they very covertly hide numbers. Purposely hide numbers.
Mm-hmm. And that was evident for a brand new player.
Yeah.
What their number was going to be. And that number was being held by somebody else on the team. Even his number 30 got given away to Josh Track. The number he had before 19 was given away. I mean, look, I liked Didi Traore. I didn't think he was as amazing as everyone else. He seemed to get talked about in the way, not necessarily Efrain gets talked about, but he seemed to get talked about in a way Julian got talked about.
I think more so that it was so bad these last 2 years that they wanted something that like to cling on to hope. Like,
sure,
I think we've seen him, like he might be good.
Julian Araujo is that hope you can cling on to. That is an actual first team caliber player who is a domestic, who doesn't make a lot of money, doesn't take an international spot, and isn't third. And look, Didi Traore for this year was third in the depth chart to play left back. Emiliano Insua left. Like realistically, you can say Emiliano Insua is going to play 2-3 years. Didi Traore should be about ready by then. So you're asking the organization to sit on an international spot for a backup left back at best. Sit on an international spot for backup left back for 2 to 3 years, right? Emiliano Insua leaves. Mind you, that's 2 international spots being used up at left back.
Yeah.
That's the genius of DTK and Schelotto. But Insua leaves. Didi Traore doesn't move up the pecking order. He actually goes down because you replace Insua with Jorge Villafaña, who's a domestic. Makes a decent amount of money, but, whatever. But it's domestic. And Danilo Acosta, who was your backup left back, who spent the entire season hurt, who's also a domestic.
Who looks fit as
Who looks fucking ripped.
Yeah.
And seems content to sit on the bench and be a good locker room presence. I mean, the videos of Galaxy posted.
Speaking of Lost, he looks like, what was his name from Lost? Saeed
Jarrah.
Yeah. He looks like Saeed from Lost. Yeah.
Shannon. I missed when Lost was good. I don't know if you know, Tristan Bowen scored during the finale.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
And so he has Danilo Acosta now over him. He's got 2 guys over him. And then he looks...
Danilo Acosta, who has a lot of MLS experience.
Yeah. Jorge Villafaña, a lot of MLS experience. 2 guys ahead of him with a ton of MLS experience. And then you look behind. The crown jewel of the second team.
Yeah.
Of guys who are left in the second team. The crown jewel of the organization in the second team plays your position. And guys, I'm not trying to bullshit you. I'm really not. He plays it better than you. And he plays it better than you right now. So you got 2 guys above you who play better than you. And you got a younger guy who's domestic, who I would imagine a lot of guys in the organization want under a contract.
Homegrown.
Come on.
Won't cost you money.
Come on.
Who will probably, if with the organization, will probably be your starting left back. If not next year, the year after.
Come on. Look, and I can't imagine, I'm sure he's not pleased with the organization. But you were going to tryouts 2-3 years ago.
Didi was mad.
But you're going to tryouts 3 years ago to be a soccer player. A club gave you an opportunity to become a soccer player.
Now your name's out there.
Not only is you have a resume. Yeah. You have competitive matches
Alvaro
that someone
goes,
can
not
look
Penny's
to.
boat.
It wasn't.
We're just gonna get to Lost Talk now.
Oh, did you watch Lost Ben? No. Oh, it's Patreon. But you have games you can point to where you were decent. You have games at USL level that you can point to that you were good. You can go get a job somewhere else that has a clear path of progression than you would have being stuck here. He might be big mad right now. I understand that. This may be the biggest organization you end up getting in your career. So I understand having difficulties with that. It's the best. It's genuinely the best move for everyone. And if just looking at it from the perspective of the Galaxy, there's a clear path for Mauricio Cuevas to play left back in the next 4 years, 5 years.
Yeah, I know. I completely agree. I think he became disposable very quickly. Once Insua left, once we got Villafana, once Danilo Costa came back, like very quickly he's like.
I think his ultimate undoing was the development of Cuevas.
It hurts.
Yeah.
He's easier. He's easier to get rid of.
Yes.
Because I could see you going, Danilo might crap out next year. Danilo may not come back fit.
Yeah, I feel like Didi would have been brought back to a G2 had there not been a Mauricio Cuevas. And who knows if he still would have been angry about that.
This is the thing. When Cuevas plays right back, Isaac Bawa plays left back. Like they could have moved Cuevas. It's not even unrealistic. I genuinely think Mauricio Cuevas might start the year for G2 playing right back if they're going to play Jonathan Perez at right wing all year. Because every time they linked up, it was that overlap. There was room to play him on G2 if he wanted.
Yeah,
I would imagine. I don't know if they were willing to offer him going back to G2, but there was room on G2, and it would have been crazy to have someone his age. He would be a little older, but he wouldn't be drastically older. I think I think he's younger than Isaac Bawa.
And look, man, the organizations had years to look at Didi. If they would have saw something that they're like, no, we got to keep him, they would have kept him.
Yeah, he's younger than Isaac Bawa. Like he could have been. Look, I wish the kid the best.
Yeah,
it's just it wasn't going to work out. I hope he finds a place that it's going to work out. And good luck with the career you now have as an opportunity.
Thanks,
I'm not going to say thanks because he worked hard, but in part because you played for the Galaxy.
Look, there's been a lot of people who have made names off of the LA Galaxy.
And look, bro.
And made like an extended careers like way longer than they probably should have because they played a year on a Galaxy team.
Tristan Bowen.
I mean, not wrong.
I mean, if you look, you just go to his Wikipedia. Israel Cisse is alive today because he played on the Galaxy like 13 years ago.
Yeah.
He oh my God, it's way more than that. Oh God, I'm getting old.
Oh yeah, it's hard. It's hard thinking back on those things.
And look, at the end of the day, Traore, you're in America. You figure it out. We have programs. They work.
Yeah, I mean, again, good luck to him, and I hope he lands somewhere. I didn't dislike the guy. I think he did have a lot of upside, but
didn't work out.
Not on this team.
Josh Tudella's one tuck. Whole career because he played with the Galaxy. Tudela Football Academy. You go look it up.
Well, no, he got into something else. Oh no, I know about the Tudela Football Academy.
Yeah.
He got into something else that I think he got in trouble for recently. Not sure we should be talking about him. I could be wrong.
We can talk off air for that.
Yeah, I might be wrong, but I feel like he got in trouble for something recently. I'm trying to find out.
Paramount sent him a cease and desist looking like Eddie Munster. Kids, Google the Monsters, and you'll understand.
And Josh Tudela.
And Josh Tudela, and you'll understand that joke. All right, moving on to kind of a confirmed signing, but not really a confirmed signing yet. We reported on. Well, we talked about last week. Oh my God. What's his first name? Samuel Grandsir. Sorry, I was pulling up the report.
Grandsir, I think.
Grandsir. It has been reported that he is done deal for the LA Galaxy. Talking about a free transfer
from L'Equipe. Erica's gonna get mad at me. L'Equipe.
Or
it's
that's why your fucking microphone should be on, Benjamin.
I was coughing earlier. Turn it off. Yeah, it's L'Equipe.
Yeah, I think it was. We give credit to LA Galaxy rumors putting that out there. But L'Equipe is putting it out there that L'Equipe. That the 24-year-old will be making the move to the Galaxy. It's been I think even like other sources have said that it's going to be reported as official in the next couple of days.
Well, last week we said it was going to happen. Already.
Yeah, I know.
I might be wrong. Give me time.
Yeah,
I'm only 7 days in.
But on a 3-year deal,
I got a couple more to go.
On a 3-year deal,
a few more weeks.
Free contract, like it sounds like it's. Oh, and then that Monaco is going to get a sell on.
Mm-hmm.
They have a percentage of his rights still, but I mean for a guy that cost him like $5 million, I believe.
I think they spent $5 million to I guess it would be 3 years ago now.
Yeah.
And they loaned him out to Strasbourg and
Brest.
Nice. That's it. No, not.
I was gonna yell something really inappropriate.
But I
won't.
That's good. And Brest, yeah.
Yeah.
You can't say fucking titties.
I was gonna say them titties.
Well done.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, if this is true that it's on a free contract, 3-year deal. He's probably not going to be. He's probably going to be making TAM money. I would assume.
TAM is what's reported.
TAM's what's reported. I mean, that's a pretty good pickup from this new regime.
I think it's interesting that they're reporting the length of the deal. I mean, that's usually not the case.
Amazing.
Yeah, we don't really hear about that. I mean, that's a huge step as far as
But it's also from like a French paper. So I mean, I think here it's like
L'Equipe.
I think here it's like a no, like the contract blah blah blah. It's not going to be disclosed blah blah blah.
They're most famous for starting the Tour de France.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
He would know that he's a bike guy.
Can you name one like professional biker that's not Lance Armstrong or the other guy who won after Lance Armstrong?
Yeah.
Do you currently watch bicycle races?
I do actually. Yes.
Have you ever been in the velodrome?
Yes. I saw the World Championships at the velodrome when they were there.
I've been in the velodrome.
They've had the national championships.
If you guys don't know what the velodrome is, there's like a weird bike track at the stadium. I've been in. Oh, I've been.
I like how you call it weird. It's a bike
it's fucking
track.
weird.
It's just I don't know. It's just kind of.
It's a bike track for like
indoor cycling races.
Well, the people who use that's not a bike. Like I went and biked today. I ran, but I ran on a
bike path
where people were biking. That thing, that's where Kryptonians train. Like that's where people coming to fight Superman are keeping their their heart rate up.
It's a whole different. It's almost a different sport than you see the riders with the Tour de France. You would never see. It's a different body build. I mean, the bikes are totally different from the track to the road.
I don't understand.
It's as different as mountain biking and road biking. So the only similarity is that it's called a bike.
It's a bike. Well, it is a bike.
Yeah. So
speed track.
Going back to Grand Cyr, yeah, I mean, big pickup. Hopefully the kid works out. I mean, it's not really tore up League One, but League 1.
Léon.
Gesundheit.
Yeah.
Club de foot.
But yeah, I mean, it's an interesting signing. It's a winger which we lack, and we'll talk about wingers coming up soon. But yeah, I mean, it should pick up. You've watched a couple of videos. I mean, you schooled me a little bit saying he's not that well. I mean, it's not that many out there.
Only a couple, yeah.
Yeah, he's not that fast, but he's
not the fastest guy in the world. No, I think he's more explosive than Yanni Gonzalez, and less explosive than Roman Alessandrini.
So that's your.
Well, I'm looking at I imagine the last few
wingers,
right wingers that most people would remember. I don't think he's as breakout and dynamic as Alessandrini, but he seems much more mobile than Yanni Gonzalez and less mobile than Alessandrini. But remember, Alessandrini was a designated player, and this guy's a TAM player. So you're not really looking for a direct Alessandrini replacement. I mean, look, we need an Alessandrini replacement, but Pavon is the Alessandrini replacement. We need someone who can play right wing competently, effectively, and be very mobile, running through the middle to help split some of these defenders for Hernandez, or dragging defenders really wide for Hernandez. That's something we were completely unable to do last year.
Our good buddy Sam asks, as long as he's good, is all that matters? Yeah,
he's right, and from what I can see, he's not incredible. This is a part. We talked about this with Derek Williams last week. So part of the things with these transfers, I think people miss out on. He doesn't need to be great. Even the videos you watch of him playing in France, he doesn't need to be amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Derek Williams doesn't need to be amazing. He needs to be better than everyone we've got.
Yeah.
Derek Williams played off and on in the championship for Blackburn Rovers. Daniel Steris and Pipo Gonzalez are not getting into Blackburn Rovers team. It's not going to happen. Samuel Granzier may not be tearing up Leon. He might not be tearing it up, but Efrain Alvarez isn't going to play a minute in Lyon. Yanni Gonzalez probably couldn't get into I mean, from what I saw, I can't imagine he's playing on any team in Europe.
Nah.
So they're better than what we've got. If you go back to when we signed Alessandrini, people weren't thrilled that we were signing Alessandrini. One, because of the way Marseille fans talked about him, and two, because his highlight videos weren't outstanding. He had the crazy goal every now and again, but for the most part, there wasn't a ton you got to see because the quality between where he was and where his oppositions were a lot closer. Of what I've seen of Samuel Grandsir, he seems good. He seems fine. Fine is okay. We need the other pieces to be very, very effective, and we might get to see more out of him against MLS caliber defenders. I've only watched him against French level defenders.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see him play. You know, he's going up against let's say it was last year. He's going up against a Jorge Villafania. He's going up against a Walker. I want to see him against Walker Zimmerman. You know, I want to see him up against MLS opponents, MLS midfielders, and see how he does. I think he's going to be fine. It's nothing crazy, nothing to write home about, but I think he'll be fine.
Yeah, I think if we sign him, that it'll be a good signing. It's not going to be. I don't think he needs to be the best player on the team. I think he needs to be serviceable to our forwards, which has been what we've lacked on that right wing.
Absolutely. And he can play both sides. Christian Pavon can cut in. They can swap. Christian Pavon can cut in on his left foot.
We'll see.
You know, if he makes bail,
yeah,
then he can cut it on his left foot and take some chances. So we'll see. But I like him. I like that it's we're getting close.
I
love that it's Tam.
That's what I'm saying. The move itself, like,
genius.
It's a good move. I don't think this would have happened like a year ago, 2 years ago.
I was talking to someone on Twitter today, and I said, I can't tell you, it's so incredibly difficult to be smug when they just do the things that I would do.
Yeah.
Like when they get a guy, because we were talking last week, I thought it might be a loan because that's what Monaco had been doing.
That's what I mean, and that's what because in the past we've had like where they've loaned to buy. Like it's been very rare where we've actually got a transfer.
Monaco's cutting bait.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, the fact that they're not entirely
a multi-year contract too, but like that's like pretty rare for the Galaxy.
Well, we love the multi-year.
We do like to pay for a long.
Shelvick just got out of his 5-year commitment.
We're still playing people right now.
But it's different that we get terms.
Yeah.
Even hearing it's 2+1. 2+1 is awesome. Mm-hmm. It's a 2-year mandatory commitment, and the Galaxy having the third option. He walks away for free. Monaco gets nothing. So and we get nothing. It's not great for either party. But you know, if you listen to what Vanny was talking about during the original press scrum, we are looking at guys who are going to be here for 2 years, which is obviously Javier Hernandez. We're looking at guys who might be here for 5 years. That might be a Samuel Grandsir. We're looking at guys who might be here for 7 years. Pavon might be the guy who's here for 5 years, 3 years. Grandsir may be the guy who's here for 5 years. He's young enough, 24 years old. I mean, there's plenty of room. The idea, I mean, 2+1 aside, as great as it is to know what that is, it's just great to see I mean, this is the move you would want.
Yeah.
A loan would have been great, but a loan still puts a lot of authority in Monaco's hands. We're looking at it right now with Christian, or we were looking at it rather over the winter with Christian Pavon and Boca Juniors. Still puts a lot of authority in the parent club's hands. With this move, Monaco gets to, we look at their Strasbourg loan, their Brest loan, and it might have been that they were paying a portion of his salary. With this option, the Galaxy are paying a salary. Monaco's hands are clean. They burned $5 million 2 years ago when they had resources. I'm sure they've made that money back.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're okay. They're not dying over the $5 million.
I think they're,
but they're getting this kid off their books. And if the Galaxy, if he blows up and goes crazy, which clearly the Galaxy are banking on the team doing fairly well over the next 2 years, because that's how they're going to sell Christian Pavon. The Galaxy end up selling Samuel Grandsir in 2 years. Monaco gets to make some money back. So it's one of those great moves that works out, potentially could work out for everyone. I'm a huge fan of it. I wish they would do more of this. They should do more smart things.
I feel like this is how the team's going to go in the future. I think this is like the way the path is. Like we're actually going to see good, smart moves.
I'm just waiting to hear he's in his.
But it's Ben's laughing, but I'm like, look how it's been the last 4 or 5 years.
It is what you hope for, but I mean,
isn't that sad though? It's so sad.
It is. It's very sad. It's sad that I'm laughing at that, but that's the way this team has operated for the last 5 years.
5? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, about 5. Yeah, about 5. 5. Yeah, 5. 5's good. 5 works.
I think 5's good.
I'll give him 5.
Yeah.
2015 wasn't bad. It wasn't smart. 2015, well, because 2015 is where we started fucking up. Like 2015 is, so you could say 6.
But that was a team that, like, on paper, looked really good.
What did I tell you about Giovanni Dos Santos and Steven Gerrard the day we signed him? I told all of you.
Shit.
I told all of you. Xenophobic, racist against the one guy, but not the other one somehow. See, I gotta let that petty go. It keeps coming back, Ed. It just strangles me.
Pettiness is good for the show, man.
It just strangles me.
It's good for the show.
Let Samuel Granzier come out and admit that he's got a American serviceman father, and this guy's a domestic, and I'm gonna lose my mind.
Oh my, yeah, that'd be the best. All right, we do have a player rumor that's popping up this week. Victor Vasquez, not Valdez, as I pointed out on the notes earlier. Victor Valdez is a G2 signing that we just had from our academy kids.
Which is strange. He was on the team last year, so it's nice to see him get his old picture.
Yeah. Victor Vasquez is rumored to the G's. Tucker, guess what position he plays? It's happening.
Come on, why are you setting me up like this? I'm trying to work. Is he
34-year-old former TFC player, attacking mid, sir. Finally, guys, we're getting our Cam, or maybe not.
I think no. He already signed by the Galaxy a few months ago, and they're just now announcing it.
Oh, you know
Maybe
what?
54 days.
I wonder, yeah.
54 days from recording.
But
Imminent.
Victor Vasquez was sold from Toronto to Al Arabi.
What are you doing this time? Come on.
It's me.
I'm working on my quad, man. Come on.
At QA Ben 5.
There you go.
So you're learning.
You got it.
You're learning.
You got it, sir.
Cam, baby. Let's do it.
He was sold to Al Arabi. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that wrong. In the 2019 season. So that means he would go into the allocation order, which the Galaxy currently sit 8th in. So he would have to go through 7 other teams in order to just land on us or we pay the money to move up.
I mean, he is 34 years old. There is a decent chance that he'll fall.
Yeah.
And how is it? I mean, we were so bad last year. How are we 8th?
Well, we didn't finish terribly. But I don't know.
I won't even begin to try to explain this system to you.
Yeah.
LAFC is above us. Austin's above us. Houston's above us. Did we use it recently to get somebody? I don't recall us using it to claim anybody.
And doesn't it reset after every year? I thought it reset.
That's what I thought. But maybe like some of these teams traded for like the allocations orders in the like years coming after. I don't know, dude. It's MLS mechanism is so crazy.
Future. That would be impressive if you could trade future allocation spots.
I mean, come on, it's MLS. Like, it's possible, right?
That's true. You could trade everything.
The mechanism is so weird. Anyways, Victor Valdez. What do you think? I did it again. Victor Vasquez.
It's difficult.
Victor Vasquez.
You know what it is, Ed? You're becoming more like me, and you're like Galaxy 2.
Yeah.
Galaxy 2 will never hurt me.
Well,
in the way the first team will.
Yeah, that's true.
In the way the first team will.
What do you guys think? 34-year-old. I mean, it's not an ideal age.
It's one of those things where I could see Vanny bringing in somebody that played for him, that was just to be here for a year, maybe 2 tops. You know what I mean?
Would you? I mean, I guess it would come in if you played him as that attacking mid. I mean, I wouldn't ask him. I haven't seen him play in years. I guess you would ask him not to do much defending. You would leave that up to like a, you
would have to. I mean,
Jonathan Dos Santos and whoever else is going to play, but
he at that age he's not going to cover much ground.
Yeah, that's I don't know, man. Well, he last played in Belgium.
I think it would come down to just like it does with any player is what are we paying for?
Right.
You know, how much are we paying him? Is he a TAM guy? Is he not even a TAM guy?
He's a guy who's played 17 games since January 2019.
Yeah. So is he
in all of soccer in the world?
Yeah. So is he even a TAM guy? Is he somebody you signed for? Was it less than 615?
500.
I
thought it was 615.
Is it 6 something?
How much he was sold for?
No. Is he someone that you signed for less than 600?
He's talking about the TAM cap.
Yeah.
No, man. You got to get him at like max is like 300.
And does he play for 300? That's, so it all depends on that. Yeah, would I love to see him on the Galaxy? Sure, for the right price.
Yeah.
I mean, it's no secret that we've been looking for a Cam for 54 days.
Well, no,
we've been waiting for them to announce the signing for 54 days.
We've signed someone, and we're just waiting.
We've been waiting for this announcement for 54 days.
Yeah.
so
we're just still waiting.
So, but if we get him for the right price, yeah, sure, why not?
Again, I think I don't know how much playing time we're gonna give a 34-year-old who hasn't played more than 9 games in a season in the last 3 years.
And is he gonna do anything but push the other people? I mean, is he good?
What other attacking mids do we have?
I mean, yeah.
You think he's gonna push a legit
or an Efrain or
No, I don't.
So
it seems like a bad idea.
I don't think this is.
What do you think a price tag is that would be acceptable, Tuck?
To sign a 34-year-old attacking midfielder played. So that game he played in the Belgian league, he played 13 minutes in that game. So he didn't really play a game of soccer.
I want to make a joke that he's probably not fit, but if you I guess I was reading an article from. I think it's like a Toronto FC website that says that dude is still training hard every day. He looks fit. I don't know how much match fitness he has, but I can't imagine it would be all where you need it to be. And especially if you need him to come in and then he has to quarantine for 10 days or 7 days or whatever it is and then join the team.
Is this like a Sasha Kljestan signing from last year? Is that what they're looking for to theoretically get,
But Sasha played. Sasha was playing soccer before he signed for the Galaxy. So that 13-minute match he had in the Belgian and the Jupiler Pro League, something like that. That 13-minute match, the breakup from that 13-minute match stopped him from not having played soccer since November 9th of 2019.
From Salah.
So anyone else give me, I mean, you tell me the price valuation on a player who hasn't played soccer in 2 years.
Well, if it was
for the Galaxy,
if it was
might be a 10-year contract.
If it was last year, yeah, he'd get max 10.
Yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, he sounds like somebody the Galaxy would seek out and sign.
Now he played when he was playing in I don't even know how to Salah, right? Something like that.
Yeah, we'll go with that.
Let's go with that. When he played for them, he was playing, but he got dropped after a 2-0 loss to Al Gharafa.
Yep, that sounds right.
I think that's their crosstown rival.
SC.
That I think is the biggest derby
in the region.
How the fuck do you know that, Ben?
Oh, did you guys not know this? The last time this guy played soccer was in the Qatar Stars League. Oh, you didn't think he was playing at in Spain or something, did you?
Do they play soccer or do they do other sports?
They play soccer. You don't have to be racist just because they're from Qatar,
No, I was wondering if they did other things, it's a superstar type of thing. They also.
I don't know. Like a singing competition?
They take the best baseball players and soccer players and just throw them all.
This is the thing. You know what gets me? The things that get me in trouble for racism. Most of the time, I'm usually like, that would be fucking fantastic. You should do that. Everyone should do that. Why? If they had a Qatari soccer league that was also a singing competition, I would never miss an episode / match.
Yeah. You get voted off and you just start the game with a yellow.
Oh, you get sent off.
No, you would.
That's how they get rid of you. They send you off. You get one yellow.
But
you get one yellow when you fuck up one song.
But it's a call-in, dude. It's a call. You
get warned by the ref on the second song. It's there's no more.
Ooh, that note was flat,
that
dog.
one over there. You 2, 3, no more.
The ref was like, that note was flat, dog. Here's a yellow card.
Breathes really heavy. Just holds a Coke can from the top. And then a red card when you're sent off. I would watch that show.
Oh, I would.
Where they could only sing football songs.
Yeah, football. Yeah.
Tell me you.
Football chants, and that's how you decide who stays on or not.
You wouldn't watch this. You wouldn't watch this show.
I'd watch the hell out of that show. It's gonna be on the BBC 3 or something. It's not gonna be on main channels.
Nah, this is where
you gotta find it.
This is where James Powell's like, nah, mate, it's on ITV 16.
You gotta find it. It's not gonna be.
This is a terrible James impression.
Right.
It's hosted by. What's that guy's name?
You sound like you're from London.
It's hosted by that Piers Morgan wanker.
No, he's canceled now. Fucking little crybaby.
Ed.
That dude's a dick, man. He's such an asshole.
I was just surprised to see such.
Ben's like, he's all right.
Ah, he's a dick.
He supports Arsenal like Ben.
There's the tweet that went out. It's like, what was it? Finding out that Osama bin Laden was an Arsenal fan and still not the worst.
Not the worst Arsenal.
Still not the worst Arsenal supporter. Yeah.
What was next? Totally forgot what we were
something
talking about.
very positive.
Yeah, sign Vasquez is a good idea.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd pass on that.
As long as it gets me a cam.
I mean,
look. We already signed it. They've waited. They're waiting till the right time to make the announcement. We signed him like 55. By the time you're listening to this, it was 55 days ago.
55.
Yeah.
55 days ago, we signed him.
So moving on to the Pavon novella update. We really do need a song because this is like every week.
I'm telling you, man, we gotta get a song on Fiverr.
Yeah. So now it's being revealed that the case is being brought to court on March 23rd. He's not being charged yet. There is a legal breakdown from John Ross. Go find that. It's a pretty amazing thread on like
everyone should read it.
Like the legal proceedings of what's going on and everything. I'll read a little bit of it. So he says, "Okay, LA Galaxy people, here's an update on Pavon's news today and what that means, what the LA Galaxy FO thinks and wants to do in the story. This is only a legal update, so it's only like what's going on in the legal proceedings." He says, "First, it is official. The prosecutor's office in Cordoba announced that Pavon has been imputado, which is not the same as charged. The prosecutor's office set March 23rd at 10 a.m. as a date and time for Pavon's to give his official account of the events. So it's basically like an arraignment, basically. Not arraignment, but like."
It sounds like just a questioning. Like
yeah.
He needs to. He's. Was that imputado?
Yes. Imputado.
I'm sure. I don't know.
The law in Buenos Aires is different than in the province of Cordoba, and here in the U.S. Being imputado can be translated in many cases as officially accused. In the U.S., if you are accused, charged, in U.S. you are accused, charged, and tried.
but being imputado.
There's different translations. Statement mentioned Article 306 to schedule Carlos Pavon's official deposition. And it goes on and on, but go find that from John Rojas. That's at JROJASA75. Go find that. It's a couple of tweet threads, and it mentions like the different law and articles in Argentinian law, Argentine law, and stuff like that. So go read it.
Yeah, it sounds a lot like what a grand jury would do here, type of thing.
Yeah. So just to end it right here, where it says, John Ross tweets, "Let's close this by saying that the case has been officially labeled as a sexual harassment and rape. Being imputado is a big step backwards for Pavon's legal team, which a few weeks back told me this, and it's about how he
there wasn't enough evidence, and like that. It was just an accusation. He wasn't being charged. He's not being held. So
this is like official charges being brought to.
No. It's not charges. It's imputado.
Yes. Is that what we're gonna keep calling it?
I think it's an official accusation.
Because it's not like he has been charged.
He's not being charged with it. It's being brought to court, basically.
It sounds like the young lady in the situation finally went to the police and filed and said something, and now they're going to go to him and say, "Hey, what's your side of the story?"
That's my understanding. So I think the translation we would have is that he was charged.
Yes.
But because it's separate, she's just officially filed.
Yeah, she's just accusing him.
Yeah.
So, I mean, March 23rd. I saw some people like saying maybe this is a thing from Pavon's lawyers to push it so we can get it done, so we can get it expedited.
I think that's
because if there's no evidence, and if it's,
the
sooner the better, right?
Yeah, but still, I hate to keep using that word imputado, but you don't even want to be accused if you're Pavon and you're in this.
If you're a public figure,
Yeah.
Even if it didn't happen, I'm not saying it did. I'm not saying it didn't. But even if it didn't happen, that's something that goes with you forever. Yeah. Like look at us with Nate Jacqua and Freddie Montero just re-signed with Seattle.
We were talking about that last week. That's still the way you kind of.
It's still things that you see. You have with this player's name, like, oh yeah, back in 2008, 2009, those guys were accused of
assault.
Assault, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I mean. It's an accusation, whether it's true or not, essentially ruins your reputation.
Potentially, yeah. I mean, it doesn't. I don't know. There's always people. Look, here's a test. Here's a test. Ready? Everybody, hang on. Everybody who's driving, pay attention. Keep paying attention. But if you're not, really zone in. If you're not, close your eyes. Close your eyes and give this a try. Ready?
Don't close your eyes if you're driving.
Don't close your eyes if you're driving. And if you look on the back of your ticket, the terms and conditions changed. So if you do and something happens, it's not my fault.
Yeah.
Everybody look. Ready? O.J. Simpson. What was the first thing you thought about?
Oh, the white Bronco chase.
Legally, outside of that, because he definitely did that. Legally, he didn't do that thing you're all thinking of.
Technically, in the eyes of the law.
In the eyes of the law,
yeah.
He didn't do that thing you're all thinking of. Come on.
But yeah.
Well, I mean, I officially I can't say he did.
Yeah, that's
part of our code of ethics.
Yeah.
But he definitely killed those people. Allegedly.
He definitely.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. He definitely had Bruno Molly's in the mud. That's all I'm saying.
I don't know what that means.
Do you know
like the shoes or something?
Yeah, that was the shoes he was wearing, the shoe print, and all of a sudden, the shoes were gone.
Bullshit. Mark Furman. That's all that was. That's how I was told to answer any questions about O.J. Simpson. Remind people of Mark Furman. But yeah, O.J. He's innocent of the thing you're all thinking of. But the accusations, especially for serious, heinous crimes, things that change how you look at a person, they stick with you. This is continuing. This is going forward.
Yeah.
Which is different than what Pavon's camp was saying originally, that it was baseless and it had no evidence. I don't know how I won't pretend to know how the law or criminality in Argentina works. Assuming it's something like America, I can't imagine prosecutors are going forward unless there's anything. I mean, there's nothing. I mean, he's saying that, and I'm not trying to paint him in any other light, but he is saying what every accused person says, and she is saying what every accuser says. Like, I'm not in a position to say I know who is right or who is wrong. I got an argument on Guessman's Discord about this. I'm not saying I don't believe her. I'm just not saying I believe her. I don't know. The courts are going to figure it out. It's not my job to figure it out.
Because it's not unheard of for someone who has money and famous to do unspeakable things to people.
Absolutely.
Like it's
and in the same breath, it's not insane that someone has money in a position of notoriety and to have someone get accused of something to be taken advantage of. Both of those things are possible. All I know, and we're gonna keep echoing this every time we have to cover Christian Pavon and his situation. All I know is I don't know. And all I know is I want it investigated and I want it looked at, and I want, because if it's true, you don't want to be associated with anything like that. If it's true, you want the book to get thrown at him.
Yeah.
Like full extent of the law.
Absolutely.
You hope it's not true. But we seem to be going forward.
That's one thing that's just like, man, how do you not have just already?
We're in, man.
I know because we're in too deep with this
We're
thing.
in, yeah.
But man, how do you not just go away from that and just be like, look, I'm not going to deal with. I'm not.
They don't know they don't know the details of the case. How could you expect them to comment on it? They somehow don't know the details of the case. They don't know anything. They know nothing about the case.
Which I doubt that that's the case.
I told you, man. That was the mark for Vanny for me so far. That was the first thumbs down for Vanny.
Yeah.
We
talked about it last week.
I get you don't want to talk about it, man. But you can't. It can't keep being nothing from your side. It can't keep being nothing. Like Pavon said, it was going to be nothing, and it's progressing. The organization. A week and a half ago, they spoke as if he was a planned on member of the team.
Yeah.
When they sold jerseys, he was one of the preset frames that you could buy for jerseys. That we are progressing as if Christian Pavon is going to be a member of the team. It's icky, man. it's in a way that I think we're at a point now where the average Galaxy fan could say, like, I'm ready to move on. You definitely see it on and Galaxy Twitter it's certainly its own thing.
Yeah, because there's a lot more pushback on that than I thought there would be. People were like,
post Me Too? Nah, we're right where we should be.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think we should have moved on months ago, and I'm hoping they have a backup in case that the accusers. Right. I mean, and he did these terrible things to her.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm hoping the Galaxy are like, all right, we're behind the scenes are like, we're working on things.
But I mean, even
from a soccer fan's perspective of like with the team, because I mean, obviously we do a podcast about the soccer team.
Yeah.
But I wish just as like a more morally on this team and be like, look, man, we just got to move on.
That should be the position that we should move on from in my opinion, that we should move on from this situation. I think we should offer counseling and try to get all parties, I don't know. I don't know what you do to fix this, but I don't think this is something we should be entering. It really doesn't matter how good he is. It shouldn't matter how good he is. It's not, you're going to get idiots that are like innocent until proven guilty. Absolutely. I'm not saying throw Christian Pavon in jail. I'm saying go through the case as thoroughly as you can. Try to get as accurate of an image of what happened as he was accused, because we know he was in Argentina. Like I don't know that he was in Cordoba, but you can go through his social media posts. We know he was in Argentina during that time. Do what you got to do. You're going to spend more money on this guy's incoming transfer than you've spent on any player ever in the history of your club. Ever. The largest single financial outlay on a player incoming ever. And every single time there is a post about Christian Pavon and what's going on in this case. Every single time the Galaxy are name dropped. Every single time that I've seen. I might be wrong.
They got named in the deposition like a week ago.
They're named constantly.
Yeah.
I mean,
well, ESPN's article, LA Galaxy's Christian Pavon is under investigation for sexual assault. Mm-hmm. It's not Boca Juniors LA Galaxy. Or Boca Juniors Christian Pavon.
There was an ESPN report that did call him a Boca Juniors player.
But like, that's what he is. He is a Boca Juniors player. You pull his registration through FIFA right now, it's going to say he plays for Boca Juniors. He doesn't play for the Galaxy, but they get tagged with him every single time because any person following Major League Soccer knows the Galaxy's hurting. Christian Pavon is a hell of a player, and they would love to have him back. But like, I want it investigated. But even as a Galaxy fan, like, he's accused of doing this while he was a Galaxy player. He's accused of doing this whilst he was a member of our team. Like, everyone should want it investigated. Everyone should want it looked at. Don't light your torches and don't bring your pitchforks out. Don't get crazy. It should be investigated fully. As an organization, we don't need, in my opinion, we don't need to be any closer to this than we are. We are as close to this as we need.
And I know you did a poll on Twitter. Do you want to?
Oh yeah, I can pull that up.
Go that up real quick.
I after the imputado, after I'm going to say, I mean, it's not charges, but it's after the official complaint was lodged, because that's my best understanding. I went to Twitter and I posted.
You could probably say the legal accusation.
Legal accusation. After the official legal accusation. I like that. We can use that. Yeah, after the official legal accusation, I went to Twitter and posted, now that Christian Pavon has reportedly been charged with sexual assault, the Galaxy should, A, sign him and face the charges together, as an organization. B, back out and move on, and C, sign him in July after the case has been concluded, presuming it's been wrapped up by then. 11% said we should sign him and face the charges alongside with him. 23% said we should sign him in July in the summer after the case is over. And 66% of Galaxy fans, so about 2/3 of Galaxy fans, at least that saw this, said we should back out and move on. That was 402 votes over the course of about a day. That 11% is disturbingly high, in my opinion. I guess around 10% I shouldn't be too surprised, but that 11% of people would say like, look, this is the reason you follow me on Twitter instead of running an organization. That you believe the smart decision is to go $10 million out, 50% of his retention rights. Now let's face the rape charge.
Let's go.
Fucking moron. What's wrong with you? You don't know what happened. Like you're Chris Klein doesn't know what happened.
But that's the thing about a Twitter poll is people can just click on it and be like,
well, it's going to be idiots. And I got people who said I accidentally clicked the wrong one, although they didn't say which one they clicked. But they're like, I accidentally clicked the wrong one. Klein, DTK, Vanny, Kalishman, the Brain Trust, Karofsky, Shadow President. They don't know what happened. They know what Pavon told them. They know what is it, Giselle's version. But they don't know what happened. Mm-hmm. It's the reason they haven't put this money out yet. They don't know what happened. I mean, look, we're still getting told Christian Pavon can totally leave Argentina whenever he wants. He's just not going to do it. He can take off from the country whenever he wants. He just hasn't left yet. He wants to do all his rehabbing, seemingly do all his rehabbing in Argentina. Where we then find out, yeah, he can go. He just needs to let the prosecutors know that he wants to go. He has to request to leave first. Not exactly what she told us. It's not the exact truth that she told us.
It's not exactly like, yeah, he can go whenever he wants to.
I'm not saying he sexually assaulted anyone. I'm just saying of the little bit of information we've got out of you about this topic, it's already falling through. So, of you who I expect to tell me the truth, because it's the same thing with my kids. When I bust you on something, and I go, hey, what is this? And I catch you in another lie. Well, don't then bank on me believing your honesty. I've caught you in a lie already. You're already bullshitting me. We're a month into this. You're bullshitting me already. I don't know, man. I'm all done. I'm all done. And this is even keeping in mind he could get found innocent because there's a bunch of people who bring rape charges that can't get proven every fucking day. I'm not saying he did it. I'm not saying that's what happened. I'm saying I'm never really going to know. I can't know. It's impossible for me to know. I can trust the courts just like all of you can trust the courts. And I'm an African American. Obviously, I got some feelings about court systems. They historically haven't really worked out. You've seen enough bullshit. But there are sexual assault cases every day where women are actually brave enough to speak up and there's not enough evidence and the guy walks. Happens all the time. It might happen. It might be the case. I don't want this fucking conversation. That's my problem. There's going to be a lot of fans and a lot of teams around the world who aren't going to give a fuck. I don't want to keep having this conversation. And I'm going to have to keep having this conversation because whether he's found guilty or not, Shannon Williams, I never let that shit go either. I don't let these things go. I'm not going to let this one go. I don't want to keep having a talk about whether he sexually assaulted this woman. I don't want to have that discussion every week. I don't want to have trepidation celebrating when this guy scores a goal. I don't want that. In my opinion, as an organization, we should move on. I don't think we're going to do that. It looks like we've moved past that, but that's not what I want in my Galaxy experience.
Yeah. It seems like the Galaxy's stuck in and you're like all of us. It's just a waiting game at this point. And I mean, I'm glad that we have a date set that we can finally start having a timeline of when we can actually find out information and if this thing's ever gonna
progress or stop.
Yes.
And you know what?
I'm sick of it. I'm tired of having to.
We do it every week.
We do it every week. It's to the point where I've told Ben hey, let's get a meter in here to be will we, won't we, to keep track.
We always will.
Yeah.
I can tell you, I follow the lady accusing him on Instagram. I think it's Giselle Marisol. She posts almost every single day with snapshots or pictures or video of the reports in Argentina. She posts every day. Most days. Shouldn't say every day. She posts most days. This ain't going away.
No.
This ain't going away by a long shot. This is you get in for the long haul.
And again, even if found innocent or whatever, it's still never going to go away.
Yeah, we don't know.
It's not something that's going to be like, you found innocent? Okay, cool. And it's never brought up again. Like, that's just not how it happens.
And again, I'm not saying ruin the guy's life. I'm not saying throw him in jail. I'm saying as a Galaxy fan, where my team is not yet associated with him, I don't feel the need to continue attempting to be associated with him. Right. That's all.
I feel you. All right, Benjamin. Let's get into the lightning round questions, sir. First of all, I got to say, big shout out to the 30 people that are still with us.
Appreciate it.
After midnight.
For a depressing
after midnight.
topic.
Yeah, and just a spur of the moment.
Yeah. So thank you guys. Thank you everyone for joining us on the chat. We appreciate you guys.
So our good friend Samoa Bob.
And true.
He left us 3 messages because he just had to be perfectly clear. He said, like Greg Vanny, are we back? That's what I read you guys wrote last week. I may have been drunk.
You're probably drunk.
It was probably drunk. It's fine.
No, we were back. BACK.
Yeah.
So Andrew, thank you for clearing things up. We do appreciate it. Thanks for listening.
And thanks for the stickers, by the way.
And thank you for the stickers and the lovely note.
Again, go to Ben's Twitter, DC Radio Ben, and you can see that note.
So we'll start off with Mime Not wants to know.
Oh, I'm sorry. Pew, 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 pew. We forgot.
Pew, pew, pew,
Pew, pew, pew, pew. Sorry.
I'm still mad.
Best memory of Tristan Bowen as a G.
Oh, I have one immediately springs to mind for me. Do you have one?
Best moment as a G?
Mm-hmm.
Honestly, just coming like he showed Lars a lot of love. I get it.
Good kid.
Yeah.
Overall, I remember Alex Kazumba scoring and Tristan Bowen translating Portuguese for him because they didn't have a translator ready to. They grabbed him as they do. They grabbed him and threw him in front of a camera to do an interview, but they didn't have a Portuguese translator. Tristan Bowen apparently spoke Portuguese,
which is so odd,
so strange,
so odd,
and very random. And translated the whole interview for Alex Kazumba. So that's probably my only real Tristan Bowen memory.
There wasn't many.
Yeah, ninth number 17, Galaxy history.
Really?
Yeah.
9 number 17s.
He was the 9th number 17.
So, wow.
So, I'm sorry. Up
to
that point, that seems like an odd number of like why that number specifically.
There have been a total of 10.
Okay.
No, sorry. He was the 7th, number 17. After him came Adam Chrisman, Brian Gohl, and then Sebastian Lletget. Lletget sat on it since 2015.
Adam Chrisman and Brian Gohl. Fucking.
I liked Brian Gohl. Just didn't.
He's all right.
He's like Mike Randolph. Just didn't work out. Just one of the guys just didn't work out.
Wasn't he one of those guys who got converted from like a forward?
Forward to left back to left wing to forward.
Yeah.
And then cut.
No, he was a defender, I thought.
So we brought him. He was a forward in college.
Okay.
We brought him in, played him at left back.
Left back.
Then converted him to left mid. Then he played one game at far left side of a front three, and then back to left back. And then we cut him.
You remember he had a game against.
He was a forward. He could shoot.
Yeah.
Yeah. He had a game against when we played Spurs.
Mm-hmm.
He had a really good game against Spurs.
Because he's like fucking Gareth Bale, but way worse.
I wonder what the guy's doing now.
Gareth Bale?
No, Brian Gohl.
It's like Gareth Bale just
like
scored.
I'm way more interested in Brian Gohl than I am about Gareth Bale.
I'm going to say Brian Gohl plays in the third division. I want to say fourth division of Germany.
We looked this up last year. We looked this up last year, and I think it was fourth division.
Okay, so he didn't play for a club last year.
Oh well.
But he was playing for FSV Zwickau. Is a German association football club. God, I'm not even going to try to pronounce that.
Well, click on the league.
3 Liga. So what is that?
Third.
The fourth division?
I don't know.
But yeah.
The third division in Germany.
Third division. That sounds right. Listening to you. What's next?
Take the wheel. If you could go back in time and experience every game, home and away, what season are you picking?
Oh, man.
So the chairman's name of that soccer club is Gerard Neef.
You see how I fall down these holes?
Yeah,
But it's like Gerard with the H. Gerhard.
Gerhard?
Yeah.
Gerhard Neef. Sorry. What was the question?
That was by far the most Tucker moment I think you've had in the 3
It's
years
not that
of the
bad
show.
now, is it?
No, it's not.
Take the Wheel wants to know if you can go back in time and experience every game, home and away, what season are you picking?
Oh, man.
It's got to be 96, man.
It's either 96 or it's a championship year.
Or 98. What about 98?
98 was my choice.
Yeah,
because that's a fucking great team.
98's 32 games, 85 goals, 85 games, 440 shots. Like, second most offsides we've ever had in a season. Awesome. I mean, just it would have been fun to watch. 7 red cards over the year. I think that's a record. No, we had 2017. We had 8. But 24 wins, 8 losses, no draws because it was back in the shootout years.
Yeah.
Good fun. Would have been fun. Didn't win a cup, but it would have been a fun year.
Outsider says, moving on from Pavon, how do you feel about Fabian Johnson or Christian Pania as a left wing placeholder until we can sign a summer DP?
What are those guys doing? Like Fabian Johnson seems like he's still playing for Mönchengladbach.
I feel like we talked about Fabian Johnson last week.
Yeah, I think we talked about him a
ago.
little bit. Because I think he probably brought him up too last week.
Well, we had talked about him briefly and about whether he would be an option or not. Play Kai Korniak. I don't know, 33. I mean, he would take wouldn't take him an international spot. Depend on how cheap he could come. I'm not going to lie to you. I haven't watched him play in a very long time. Fabian Johnson, I mean. And he seems to, I'm going to have to hard pass Fabian Johnson. A lot of injuries. And a lot of injuries recently. 2019, 2020 was not a great year for him. He would have to be one of those really cheap options, and we would need to sign a backup. So it would have to be so cheap that we could sign him and a comparable, maybe not starter level. It's just the money could be better spent somewhere else.
Going numbers, because I feel like I always get him terribly wrong.
Well, you're definitely going to be wrong, but really what you're discussing is how much you're willing to pay for him.
Yeah. Like someone on the Corner of the Galaxy Discord, don't do it. Don't do it.
Josh?
God damn it. There people were talking about, center defensive mids, and I Googled, free agents, and like a Danny Williams popped up. And I was like, oh, that would be an interesting signing for maybe get him on a 1-year deal, see how it goes.
Mm-hmm.
He hasn't really played off that much, but he's an American, wouldn't cost you an international spot, wouldn't cost you a lot of money. I mean, is it worth taking a gamble on these guys for a 1-year, 2-year contract?
Maybe on Danny Williams. On Fabian Johnson, absolutely not. He's played 271 minutes since August of 2019. No. That's why. That's why he's without a team.
Charlos Smarlo says, what's up with these signings?
Hold
Are
on.
they...
Charlos Smarlos is a great name. I think we've said
Charlos Smarlos?
Charlos Schmarlos.
Schmarlos.
It's a great.
I like someone choosing a name of disregard what I have to say. If he says something I don't like, I'm like, psh, Carlos Schmarlos.
Charlos.
Charlos Schmarlos. I like that name.
What's up with these signings?
It's fun to say.
It is.
Are they any good?
Which
we have
ones?
no idea. I mean, honestly, there's no way to see. We don't know how Bond's going to be. He wasn't a regular starter for
Is that West Brom?
West Brom. Derek Williams was injured coming into this year.
Derek Williams is better than the defenders we have.
Oh yeah, well
Definitely.
yeah. Grandsir, who knows? He again,
Grandsir.
not terribly. He didn't light up Ligue 1.
No.
So Villafania, he's getting up there in the years. So
Yeah, of all of them,
I mean,
Villafania is
look,
probably the one that's the most...
Don't get me wrong, my demeanor, I'm more excited than I am when I'm talking about these players, but it's a gamble on a lot of these guys.
You don't sound
We
excited.
We don't know how well they're going to play. I think Vanny's going to have this team defensively, going to have them much better than we've been in the last couple of years. We're not going to give up 60 goals in a season, I don't think.
For the excitement, we'll go to Tucker on this one. Tuck, can we be excited about these players?
Excited? I'm excited about Derek Williams. I imagine Bond's going to be better than Bingham, but anyone who tells you definitively that they know that is lying to you. Jorge Villafana is an MLS capable left back. We know he can do it.
That's proven.
He's done it. Which is something we didn't have with Emiliano Insua, even though I thought he worked out fine. As far as Grandsir is concerned, he would be the first signing I can get excited about because he is someone presumably picked to help complement Javier Hernandez, which is still the major issue. The only reason I wouldn't be excited yet is we haven't seen anyone over the line who is specifically directed at affecting the Javier Hernandez issue. I'm still looking for a second forward or a cam. Shut up, Ben. I'm still looking for a second forward or a cam to directly help out Javier Hernandez until anything on the Chicharito front changes. It's tough for me to get excited. It's still, we're making smart moves. The Grandsir move is a very, very smart move. Derek Williams is a smart move. Jonathan Bond is a very smart move. Even Jorge Villafana for Emiliano Insua, if they're relatively close in quality, very, very smart move.
It's the thing we say every preseason, cautiously optimistic.
But they're laying tracks. They're
Yes.
laying really good groundwork. Now we need to see how they build on that. We need a starting midfielder to go next to Jonathan. We need a starting left winger. If it's going to be Pavon, they need to sack up and come out and say that.
Well, if you believe on what Vanny was saying, that they needed 4 to 6 more players, so they
6 to
signed
8.
6 to 8. Sorry, excuse me, and they've signed 3 now. So you're still looking at 5 more players to come in.
Minimum.
Yeah,
I mean, not minimum. You're looking at 5 more players for what he said he feels how the distance between where the team is and where he would like the team to be. He doesn't say he's going to sign 6 to 8. He doesn't say you should expect 6 to 8. He says we are 6 to 8 from where we need to be. I agree with him completely. As of today, he doesn't have the 8 spots. So there's still work to be done to make that happen. But again, there's a good foundation.
Mm-hmm.
We need to start building on top of it.
And that season's creeping up, man.
Any day now.
All right, we had a question anonymously asked, do you think you will ever see a 420 friendly section in the stadium? I thought the whole stadium was 420 friendly.
If you've never
If
been,
you
not been to LARS,
if you hang out let me tell you, what's that person's name?
We're not going to talk about it.
We don't. Oh yeah, good call.
Here's the beautiful thing about being in California, right? There's an abundance of vape pens, and in any given section, in the supporter section, especially, I've seen
Some supporter section. Look. Sometimes they got them, sometimes they don't. Yeah, I'm not trying to make things difficult on other people.
Come on.
But look, if you're at the right place at the right time in the right stadium, it can be. Believe me, it can be found.
Yeah,
it can definitely be found.
It's not hard to come by.
No, it's not difficult.
No.
And I'd like to answer Bixby myself, saying, you know what?
What's the question? The listener can't read the question.
The listeners should all go to Instagram.
They can't see the
They
questions.
can't read. You don't know. He's so old. He doesn't know how Instagram. He thinks it's like a message board.
Fine.
They can't see our direct messages.
All right. Well, the question is, Major Bixby wants some more stories, some more. Was it you call them shore leave stories?
Yeah.
Yeah. On Patreon. So
Ben, that's how we sell the Patreon.
We did have some. So we were talking about because Ben was alive and going in the 80s.
Go.
So we
80s.
we got some stories in there, or at least we got some a little background on Ben's life as an 18-year-old. And
if we plan it out with enough time, can you start doing some short leave stories? Like you just figure out which ones you can talk about.
Yeah, I'd have to figure. I would have to figure out
names.
and clear some stuff to see what I could talk about. And
who you got?
I don't know, man.
With the government.
There are certain things that you can't talk about. Yeah.
just tell the government to become Patreon supporters. That's fine.
Yeah, they would have to sign up.
Yeah, they'd sign.
Really? Yeah, because they ain't
Look, we'll
they ain't listening on the Patreon at all.
We'll open up a separate tier, like $1,000 tier for the government.
Yes.
Because I mean, they spend, on dumber shit, so they can give us that money.
Would you do shore leave stories?
You know what? I'll tell you what.
Like we'll just call them shore leave stories.
We'll call them shore leave stories.
Like, in Patreon, it could be like shore leave 1, like shore leave part 1, shore leave part 2.
I'll think of something.
I can't now. I mean, in all honesty, I'm pretty excited.
Yeah. We've been trying to get him to tell like shore leave stories forever.
Yeah, and we're not bullshitting.
We've made up more.
Yeah, we've definitely made up way more shore leave stories.
And I'm hoping they're not like better than what Ben is going to be like. Oh yeah, I just went to Taiwan and we had like food.
They're definitely not going to be better.
I know. But yeah,
all right.
Patreon.com/RiotSquadcast.
All right, so our last two questions. The first one comes from Ethan Padilla. He says he doesn't know much about this, but he's heard that David Beckham had a beef with the Riot Squad and wants to know more about it.
What's the other question? I'm not skipping you, I promise.
The other question is the best Fast and Furious movie.
Fast 5. Okay.
I've only seen up to the third one.
Fast 5 is definitely the answer to that question.
Third one's Tokyo Drift, right?
Yeah. You haven't seen Fast? Oh, you gotta get 2 more in.
I got to Tokyo Drift and I was like, that's terrible, and I'll never pay for a movie again.
Fast 5 is like, disregard the Fast and the Furious aspect of it.
Is that the one where they're like towing a big ass vault?
Yes.
Okay.
Fast 5 is,
and they go from building to building in like a car, right? Oh,
Fast 5 is the best movie.
Okay.
Fast 5
well,
is
the next one they're going to space, so I don't know, man.
Are they really? I haven't seen a trailer.
They're going to space.
I'm like 2 movies back. Fast 5 is removing the Fast and the Furious aspect. It's just a legitimately enjoyable action movie. It's a very, very American. Shut your brain off. You're gonna
popcorn,
get a lot of one-liners, a lot of witty quips, and a lot of shit blows up.
Yeah.
It's great film. Good, solid stoner movie. The Beckham story.
That honestly, that could be like a whole episode.
Well, we should. How do we do that?
Short answer. Like,
okay, we are. Yeah, I say yeah.
It's 12:30 in the morning.
We're not doing it today.
12:30 in the morning. We're not doing it right now. Short answer. Yes and no.
Some shit happened.
It got cleared up. Like, it's fine.
Beckham was a dick.
Yeah.
He was a dick. He objectively was a dick for 4 years.
Some short answer is going to go on for like 10
I'm not going to go on. But David Beckham was an asshole. Not 4. He was an asshole for about 3 years. Time
it is.
No. He was. This is going to be quick. He was an asshole for about 3 years. 2 years into it, we decided to let him know what we thought about him during an exhibition game, which is the time you should, if you're going to voice your opinion about a player on the team in a negative light, you don't do it during a league match. You don't do it during an Open Cup match. You don't do it during a playoff game. You do it when it doesn't fucking matter. And especially
against the team that he wanted to leave us for.
Especially if it's the team that he decided to be the biggest asshole version of himself for, was AC Milan. You're playing in a friendly. You're playing in a friendly against the team that we arranged the friendly because you refused to come back from your loan after we let you go on loan so that you could do your fucking international bullshit. Excuse my language, honey. I know Erica's gonna tell me I'm cursing too much. We let Beckham go to AC Milan because he was crying and bitching and moaning about making it to the World Cup team. And the week after he got to AC Milan, he says that he enjoyed his time in Los Angeles and now he wants to transfer to Europe. No. Bring your ass back. Now, Tim Lewicki treated him like a black mother. She was like, no. You bring your ass home now.
You see the street lights are on. You should get your ass home now.
The door, my mother told me the door should be closed by the time the street lights come on. Like, you bring your ass, you know what you fucking do back. So the next game, we had an opportunity to let Beckham know what we thought about his blatant disrespect to the organization and the club. Peacefully. No one threw anything at him. No one tried to fight him.
No one went after his wife or his kids.
I literally sat in the front row next to one person blocked me and the person who went over because we don't have to name anybody. But there was one other person between me and the person who confronted David.
That full story's got to be a Patreon, though.
Yes.
We gotta get the guy.
We gotta bring him. Yeah, thank you for not saying something. Yeah. Literally, no one said anything about David's family. That's a lie. No, or at least that I heard. No one said anything about his kids, and I don't know how he would have heard it better than I would. But yeah, we gave him the business, as they say, when he came over to take a corner kick, which we scored off of, by the way. No, we didn't score off of that one. We scored off the next one because that's when he got all angry. As he's walking down the tunnel at halftime, he starts getting a little mouthy with one of our guys.
That'd be Malvi.
He's cool now. He won 2 cups. Gunslinger Beckham, still my favorite. He gets a little mouthy, And he, as an AEG employee, as a Galaxy employee, invited that guy down on the field. He didn't threaten him, but he welcomed him onto the field. It would be unfair to say he threatened him. You're a man. You looked another man in the eye. You guys had a problem with each other. And he said, hey, you want to fucking come down here? Come on down here. Guys in the riot squad. What do you think he did? You shit-faced. You shit-faced wearing sandals to a soccer game.
Flip-flops.
Wearing flip-flops to a soccer
My man jumped 15 feet down.
Hammered. Wearing a backwards baseball cap, which I still own. A backwards baseball cap and flip-flops. Beckham invited him onto the field for a fight. My man's a man. He said, all right. He hopped the wall. He jumped right down and went to go confront him. He made it about half a step before 6 security guards tackled him. But, that's that. So, well, yeah, I like the idea. We'll do a deeper one.
We got to do it deeper. Yeah, but the short answer, yes, there was beef.
Definitely happened.
After that,
I don't even think it was beef. We were cool
we were cool. Like,
we were cool at the Barcelona game, which was the next friendly.
Yeah.
Which is another fucking bullshit.
Like
friendly.
he's thrown, which Chris owns one, thrown jerseys at LARS.
The only one.
He's one of the players who would come and give us love after games. So it was and it wasn't.
I got to meet David once after that event happened. I got to meet him in the 2012 season one time. And I told him, I was like, yeah, I'm in the riot squad. And he was like, hey, how's your buddy? He was all right. He got over it.
Yeah.
But look, this is the reason we love David today. It's the reason we love David today. He dealt with it the way you're supposed to deal with it.
Fucking sack up and do your fucking job.
What did he do the next time he took a corner kick on that side? He got an assist and he turned around and told us to shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Like, that's what you're supposed to do.
Yes.
He dealt with it like a man. I got no beef with David.
No.
Although our homeboy who did that when he had a kid, should have named that kid
Should have named him David.
Should have named that kid after David.
Should have.
But that's a story for another day.
Yeah. All right, fellas. Anything else before we get out of here?
Anything, Ben? Last little bit of housekeeping I can give you. Galaxy Outlaws. Galaxy Outlaws are starting their membership drive, just like LARS has their membership. ACB has their membership. Galaxy Outlaws are going to be beginning their membership drive on Monday. They're still working out some of the finer details, but it'll be $25 a pop, and it would go a long way in helping those guys get further established, keep growing, use that money for bigger and better things. So if you're considering getting a LARS membership or an ACB membership, maybe you have both already, and you got the ins to kick in one more. Galaxy Outlaws, something to consider.
There you go. Benjamin, where can they find you on the social, sir?
You can find me at QABen5 or DT Radio Ben or Old Man Ben 3.
Where
All
can
on Twitter.
they find us? Where can they send us, contact us, Ben?
They can email the show at riotsquadcast.com or riotsquadcast@gmail.com. Either one works.
You can leave us voicemails, 562-641-5277. That's 562-641-5277. If any of the topics we talked about today and you want to give your little piece of it, we're glad to play it on the air. Try to keep it under a minute. Tucker, where can they find you on the social, sir?
You can find me at ZeroCool138. If you were interested in that Galaxy Outlaws membership, you can find them at Galaxy_Outlaws with a Z at the end.
Or a Z
for our English friends.
Yeah.
Also wanted to include, if one thing I wanted to add on to the jersey chat, if you have a Julian Araujo 22 jersey, they're working on a fix. You're going to get taken care of. I guarantee you're going to be happier than everybody else.
That's what I hear.
You're going to be happy.
That's what I hear.
You're going to be all right.
You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at EdTheZombie13. I'm so close to 1,000 followers on Twitter. Go follow me. I'm talking like 15 people away from 1,000. Go follow me on Twitter and Instagram. You can find the show on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube. Go like, go share, all that stuff. Please, we'd much appreciate that stuff. Patreon.com/RiotSquadcast. When we get to 40 subscribers, we will be giving away an authentic community kit. Go sign up, $5 minimum, and you get to listen to the extra content we put out there. Other than that, we appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Hopefully we get some of the live video back up next week. We're trying to work on it. We love you guys. Stay safe.
Be nice to each other.
Be nice to each other. We love you. Goodbye. Good night. Mwah. Bye.
Bye.
Fuck you, Brian. Suck a dick, bitch. Woo!